what is going on, PAPAFAM? Welcome to your final grand finale, the Ultimate Full Stack Developer Masterclass. So let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching on our Crowdcast stream, if you're watching over on YouTube, let me know right now. I have both chats open on the screen, and I'm gonna go ahead and actually reply to as much as I possibly can throughout this live training. So if you're here, well done, because this is going to be one of the biggest, most valuable things you could possibly do to your developer career in the year 2022 for the year 2023. So get excited. I can see everyone tuning in. We have over 1,500 people tuning in right now, which is absolutely crazy. We've got Jeep Power from Crowdfast from Canada. That is amazing. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the event. Let's kick it. Hey, we got Mauritius in the house. We've got Dubai in the house. We've got Australia. We've got UK. We've got New York. We've got India. Wow, this is nuts. This is actually crazy. So those people are watching on both. We've got Greece. Marios, I see you, bro. Hey, this is incredible. Guys, I have so much in store for you today. It is wild. So buckle up. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and kickstart this training. As I mentioned before, we have over 1,500 people on this stream. So it's absolutely, the energy is going to be through the roof. So I need your full attention for 1 hour at least. Okay, so stick with me. I promise you it's going to be worth it. Right, let's dive into this training. So first off, welcome everyone. Let's go ahead and begin the training. So literally go ahead, type in the comment section right now. Let's begin if you're ready. I want to see you guys interact. This is an interactive training, hence why I'm live. The whole point is that I can go ahead, communicate with you, talk to you, not just go ahead and preach, right? So we're going to go ahead and kickstart this training off. I'm going to go ahead and drop the music down a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and explain what's going on today. So first off, just a massive thank you for everyone showing up. This is incredible. We've got a worldwide audience right now and over 1,500 people in the room, right? So today I'm going to be delivering your Ultimate Developer Masterclass. So I'm going to be teaching you all the fundamentals that you're going to need in your developer career from Web 2, Web 3, beyond, and also the things that aren't taught on YouTube, right? How to actually take those skills, combine it with soft skills, land clients, land freelancing jobs, and go ahead, start your own business, all that good stuff. I'm going to show you about it today, right? I'm going to be showcasing your personalized developer roadmap today, and so much other stuff's happening, right? And on top of that, just for being incredible and turning up today, I'm actually going to go ahead and show you, we're going to go ahead and give you out 3 free ebooks, right? So 3 free ebooks. You're getting a JavaScript cheat sheet on top, and okay, this is amazing. Yeah, we got a JavaScript cheat sheet. On top of that, we've got the Next.js handbook, and I'm excited to announce as well that we've also gone ahead and added in a 3rd book called the JavaScript handbook. Guys, that's over combine is over like 200 pages of goodness, but that final JavaScript ebook is absolutely incredible. I can't stress enough. We put a lot of effort into this, and you're going to get it just by being here today. So already kickstarting it off with a win, right? That's incredible. Thank you for tuning in on that front. You've already got some free stuff, right? You got loads of books that are going to get emailed out to you right after this, just for being incredible, right? So thank you. And we're giving you 2 free courses because, you know, that's what we do here, right? Just type a W in the chat because it's already a win. We're giving you the HTML Basics 101 module and the React Basics 101 module. So I hope that started things off with a bang, right? We've literally got loads of people tuning in. This is incredible. But wait, there's even more. This playlist you're listening to right now, I'll give you that as well. Right, so there's so much stuff happening. Oh, look at the chat, Jay. You see that? Holy crap. Damn, that chat just blew up. And then on top of that, we were a part of a 5-day event, right? So we had the eBay challenge, and there is a winner, and we have decided a winner. So there is a lucky winner, and they're actually in the chat as well. So I see them already. So we're going to go ahead and announce it very soon, okay? And at the end of this training, we're going to go ahead and open the door to our flagship community and course. So stick around. So much goodness is happening, right? So in this challenge that we went ahead and ran, if you haven't seen it already, it's all up on YouTube. There's a 5-day stream, literally day 1 all the way through to now is all up on YouTube. You can go ahead and watch the replays and jump into it. We showed you how to launch your personalized portfolio. You actually went ahead and built out an eBay clone using amazing tech by the guys over at Third Web. Then we actually allowed you to go ahead and mint your own NFTs, list items, and you could go ahead and purchase items. It was a whole complete marketplace. It was damn incredible, right? So I want to go ahead and introduce myself for your training, right? So I see now we've got everyone's attention. We literally have over 1,500 people in the room right now. So who's the guy in front of you, right? Who's the one who's going to be showing you what's everything, what this is all about today, right? This is incredible. The energy, wow, right? So I'm your instructor today. My name is Sunny, and I built a YouTube channel, which a lot of you are watching on right now. We built loads of clones to go ahead and teach you all the cool bits of tech that you are going to use to go ahead and land your software developer journey. I also have several six-figure businesses, so now we've made upwards of a few million. It's crazy what we're doing over this side, and I want to go ahead and share everything I've learned to you guys for free. That's literally my mission now, is to give back. I just want to see people do well and crush it in this space. So that's what we're doing right now, right? I've been a coach for over 10 years, and that's literally what I do. Like, I'm just trying to help people get into the developer space, because there's nothing better than seeing somebody send me a picture with themselves, their success, their family, saying, look how our life changed. That's honestly the incredible thing that we want to do. So let's jump into the full stack training, right? Before we begin, I need to know why you're here. So why are you here right now? Tell me your why, right? This is the core thing about any training, is you need to have a purpose. Like, why is anyone here right now? Is it financial freedom? Is it to go ahead and work remotely? Is it to make £1 trillion? Whatever the case, why are you here right now, right? I need to know right now. Divyam says, I respect the energy. That is incredible. Thank you so much. The actual comments coming in right now are so wicked. Vibev says, to learn. That's it. Saloni says, to develop skills. Martha says, to get success in my life. Srila says, to grow because you only live once. That's incredible. Hasib says, I want to become financially stable. Sheriff Dean wants to be his own boss. This is incredible, right? So MRS says, I want to increase my skills, make money while I'm doing it. Financially independent, be an excellent developer. Financial freedom, remote working, get a job, passionate about development. Okay, this is incredible, right? So this is your why, right? And also, guys, for me, it's honestly just giving back. It's giving back to my family. It's giving back all that kind of financial. That gives me that financial freedom to do the things that I want to do and live my life, as opposed to work to live. Okay, so that's incredible. So hold on to that throughout this training, right? That's going to be crucial. Okay, so what is this training going to consist of? Well, I'm going to teach you how to make your first bit of money as a full stack developer. Okay, I'm going to talk about the tech stacks that are trending in the year 2023 and beyond. So this is all the things that you're going to need to know about in order to go ahead and get ahead of the game in the next year coming up. And we're going to talk about some technical nitty-gritty, all the good stuff that you need to know as a developer. I'm going to teach you my secrets that I've learned over time that just aren't in books and that kind of stuff. Like, as in, they are, but they're kind of all over the place. I'm going to kind of bring it to you in one neat delivery today and show you all my secrets, my tips and tricks as to how I was able to get huge raises when I was working, and how you can do the exact same thing. And there's no difference on why you can't do that. Okay. So how do you make money as a full stack developer? Let's dive into it. Well, remember, the first thing is you need to build out your fundamentals, and everything starts with HTML. So HTML is what builds up the foundation of a web page. It's like the skeleton of a web page. Then think of it like we've got this house, right? The house is like the bricks. That's the HTML. The paint is the CSS. This is what makes it look pretty, right? It's what makes Netflix look like Netflix. It's what gives it all of that stuff. Then we've got JavaScript. Now, JavaScript is the brain behind it, right? It's the electricity of the house. So this is something that is going to be absolutely, like, it's crucial to know these three things. These are the pillars, and if you don't know this, you can't even talk about making money in this space, because this is your foundation. So don't skip this. This is crucial, right? Then you want to go ahead and learn something called reactjs, which is a library that we use for JavaScript to build really cool and powerful apps, right? But why React, right? You're probably wondering, you might have heard about it, you might have coded in it, you might be a part of this challenge, but why the hell should you be so bothered about this thing called React? Well, it's got huge benefits, right? Not only is it efficient, it's a wicked way to build these powerful apps, but most developers love using it, and they're actually using it in production right now. So it's still the most relevant library out there. You can see, I get loads of questions saying, should I do Angular? Should I do different ones? And all I would say is follow the market, right? In this case, React is the absolute king in demand, and it's so far ahead of its game. So many companies are using React that you have heard about. So let me know, do you recognize these companies on your screen right now? Facebook, Netflix, Uber, Airbnb, Instagram, WhatsApp. You might have built some of them with me on YouTube. These companies are using React behind the scenes, right? And you can get a little extension which even shows you that to prove it. And the future of React, absolutely incredible. They have an amazing community. They're always listening, growing, pushing forward. They have 17 million downloads. Let that sink in for a minute. You're about to learn tech, which is being used by more than 17 million developers around the world, right? That is absolutely incredible. And there's over 11 million websites. So the next time somebody says to you, I can't get a job, there's not enough React jobs out there. Guys, there's over 11 million websites using it. Yes, there is. You just need to fix the gap in your skill set, and that's what I'm here to do, right? So it's the GOAT, no cap, right? And remember, guys, I'm going to be revealing the kind of, the roadmap to this inside of our course very, very shortly. But let's get a little bit more technical as to what you need to do to actually go ahead and progress further. So as I mentioned before, HTML5, this is your starting point, okay? So you want to start from the basics, learn the absolute fundamentals. You want to make a simple web page. So I'm talking literally, yes, the to-do apps, yes, the little calculators. Make whatever it is and make it simply work, right? That's your first bit. Just don't overcomplicate it. You don't need to make Facebook 5 right now. You just need to make the basic stuff so you can get your fundamentals dialed in. Then I want you to make that basic app look really good, right? That's the kind of way you're going to pick up on your design patterns. You're going to start to learn about how to go ahead and style your pages in different ways. Thank you for the donation, Manish. I appreciate you. That's awesome of you. Thank you so much. And then I want you to go ahead and jump into some JavaScript. So JavaScript is going to be the programming language that you're going to be using for web development and native development by using React Native, right? So lots of stuff that you want to go ahead and cover are listed here. So like things like functions, what the heck is ES6, ES7, right? All these different things, I need you to go ahead and start writing them out. So if you haven't got a pen and paper right now, you should have a pen and paper and you should be writing this down on your iPad, wherever you have it right now. Just remember, just start writing this down as a list is what you need to go ahead and get sorted in your life to go ahead and crush it, right? Knowing these is going to allow you to go ahead and learn React. Pretty simple, right? So as you can see, imagine like we've got this little outline. That's the HTML, bit of paint, and then it's got some life to it, which is the JavaScript, okay? So this is what you're going to go ahead and need. So we need to go ahead and master those fundamentals before you can dive into any form of React. Because React, I always get the question, can I learn React without learning JavaScript? No, you can't, because it's a JavaScript library. So you need to know JavaScript before you can use React, right? And that may be a simple question, but I hope that clears that up for you. Right? So screenshot this right now. Here's a simple reactjs roadmap. And this is a very basic React roadmap, okay? It's literally some of the fundamentals which I believe that you can go ahead and do. So keep the basics in line here and make sure you use the React Basics 101 that I'm going to be emailing out to you very shortly after this training, okay? So I want you to screenshot that and keep that inside of your memory. Now, React is all about component-based designs. When we build out a React website, the way we're doing it is we're building these reusable components that we can go ahead and use throughout our app and our website to make it more effective and more efficient, that kind of thing, right? Rather than writing the same code several times, we're at one component and we just use it everywhere, right? So in this example, you can see we blocked up our app into different components, okay? Now, they help you break your UI up. They let you design each thing separately, and then you combine all of that back into, and you make up an app. And it's also a bit more modular. So think if you've got a team, everyone can be working on different components. It allows teams to go ahead and work in a more efficient manner, right? Now, you might have heard of these things called, class-based versus functional components. And my job right now is just to tell you this, right? And I'm going to go ahead and end the argument of what you should be learning, class-based components or functional components, whatever the case. You need to realistically know both, because there's going to be a code base where they're using class-based components and they're going to be using functional. But what should you be building from forward on? You should be using functional components. That's the more modern approach. That's where React is heading towards. But the reason I say it's important to know what a class-based component is and how to rewrite it is because it is an old bit of code. That's what it started with. So it's important because you're going to go into a code base one day and you're going to need to be able to change it from that old code base into this new kind of, cool use of functional components. So that's what I would recommend, right? That's why I tell all of my students it's crucial to know a bit of both. And we do teach all of this inside of our course and community, okay? So do not fear, I've got you covered, right? So let's see this. So let's talk about two important fundamentals in React: state and props. Okay, so state and props, these are going to be your two things that I need you to dial in. So we talked about fundamentals before, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, but in this case, when it comes to our React, we've got two main fundamentals that you need to know about: state and props. So we're going to dive into some of that right now. Now, props and state, what's the difference, right? First thing you need to know is props are read-only. You can't change a prop, right? Props are simply these things called properties that we pass into those reusable components that allow each component to look a little bit different, right? So imagine we had one component, we can pass in different properties into it, and that makes it different every time we use it, right? So that makes it actually quite useful. State is actually, imagine like the short-term memory inside of our components. We can use it to go ahead and keep track of, for example, what the user typed in a form or that kind of stuff. That's where we have a stateful component and so forth, okay? So this is the kind of what we need to go ahead and nail in and dial up. We need to kind of get this sorted as our fundamental before we can progress further. Now, this is going to lead you to an area where eventually you're going to need something a bit more powerful. And this is where you might hear of something called Redux. Redux is typically something called a state management library. And what you typically would use something like Redux for is when your app gets a little bit more complicated and you want to be using something which is production ready. So this is why I push Redux. And yes, there are other libraries such as React Context API and that kind of stuff, but I really would push Redux because it's honestly used in production in so many places, and it's something that I'd highly recommend. It's going to be one of those skills that's going to elevate you once you enter the job marketplace, right? So this is the kind of Redux pattern. We do teach all of this, and I've got several videos on YouTube and inside the course about this. But essentially, once you know this pattern and how we can use Redux to effectively eliminate a problem known as prop drilling, then we can understand the power of Redux. So typically, imagine all of these are components inside of our app, right? So each of these things are components right now. And typically we pass our properties down, right? But the problem is you can see what's gonna happen here. You see these arrows just flying everywhere, right? We've got to pass properties around and we've got to go up and down this tree, and we shouldn't be going back up the tree. It's against the whole like React DOM and React, virtual DOM and all that good stuff. We don't want to do that, right? Instead, the benefit and beauty of Redux is, think about it in this very simple way. Rather than passing things up and down this tree, all we're doing now is we have an external store and we just push values into it and we just get them out of it. That's really all it is, right? So it's actually a lot simpler to go ahead and use something like this, and it goes ahead and gets rid of the problem of prop drilling. You will come into this problem naturally when you start coding, okay? Now, once you go ahead and you dial into some React and you kind of get those fundamentals down, the next natural progression is to use a framework for React, such as Next.js. Next.js is at the forefront of what React developers are using right now. It allows us to build these hybrid, powerful apps that have all these amazing features like server-side rendering, server components, which is a new Next.js 13 feature, which I'm going to be showing you on this channel very shortly. Yeah. So we've got Next.js, and this is the most popular React framework by a mile, right? And they just released Next.js 13, and if you are wondering, I am actually going to be teaching that in our course. So that literally got released like about 2-3 days ago, Next.js 13, and we've already got some content on it in the course. That's what I'm talking about. That's where we are ahead of the game. Coding is not about learning the stuff from like 5 years ago and expecting it to be the same use in today's world. It's about staying up to date and constantly polishing your skill set, and so that way you can go ahead and apply the greatest, because that is what gives you power as a developer to deliver value to a business, and that's what makes you valuable, right? So Next.js 13, we've got you covered on this side. Think of it as React on steroids, right? You build these powerful hybrid apps. We've got all this kind of good stuff. We've got powerful and easy to pick up. And it's got a really nice developer experience, right? Really, really something which I enjoy doing. Next.js 13's got a bunch of new things like the app directory, all this kind of cool stuff. But again, we're going to cover all of this inside of the course very shortly. In fact, next week's coaching call is literally on this. So it's going to be covered straight away. So you know where to go, right? Better SEO and UX leads to more money and more traffic leading to your website, right? That's why people are using Next.js, all that kind of good stuff. But how do we make the builds look clean, right? A love these GIFs, right? How do we make these builds look quite clean and like, you know, how do we get that nice flawless finish? Well, this is where we can use something like Tailwind CSS. Now, remember, I said earlier, you need to know the fundamentals first before you just dive into seeing Tailwind CSS and that kind of stuff. So I do recommend learning basics of CSS, that kind of stuff, you know, CSS modules, all that good stuff. And we do cover that again in the course. But this is where Tailwind CSS just makes life so much easier, right? It actually allows us to have incredible, powerful utility classes. And I'm so behind these guys because the tech they bring makes the coding experience so much funner, right? Before you use it, make sure you get the IntelliSense plugin. So in Tailwind, go into your VS Code, head into your extensions. You want to install that plugin. That's golden for you, right? So that's something I'd highly recommend you do. And it honestly makes styling so easy. Like, look, you just change a couple of utility classes and you can get any style you really want. And it's also responsive, right? It's tiny, it's very production ready, it's efficient, it goes ahead and minimizes the amount of CSS that's produced in the end result. It's so damn good, and it's mobile responsive, right? So in this case, you can go ahead and have a website which is dynamically updating based on the resizing of your web page. So it's actually so much easier to go ahead and do this. Right? And as I mentioned, all these concepts that we're talking about, we do cover it inside of Zero to Full Stack Hero. And I'm going to talk more about that when we open the doors in around 20 to 15 minutes, okay? So lots of other stuff, okay? So let's go ahead and cover more tech. TypeScript. TypeScript is something that I want to talk about. So this TypeScript is basically, it's called type checking, right? So imagine you have your JavaScript, and JavaScript is known as a weakly typed language. Now this means that when you write a variable, you're not actually telling the compiler that you need to go ahead and have a string, or you need to go ahead and have something like a number in that value. Instead, you're leaving it up to JavaScript to figure that out. And the problem with that is sometimes you can get unexpected data types in that variable. So what they came up with is something called TypeScript. And this comes from languages like Java, where we have strongly typed backgrounds. And this is essentially going ahead and protecting our code by type checking, right? So this basically is a superset of JavaScript, and that allows us to enforce things like saying this variable can only accept a string and nothing else, okay? So that's what we want to kind of go ahead and push and force on, okay? So TypeScript superset of JavaScript, like I mentioned before, it's basically a wrapper around JavaScript. But remember, the browser doesn't know what TypeScript is. You have to have something called a transpilation step, which is usually set up for us when we use something like Next.js, but it's going to go ahead and allow us to catch most of the bugs, problems inside of our code before they come to production, right? So what's the future of programming look like? Is it GitHub Copilot, VR, AI? And what's the kind of future looking like? Well, in fact, it's actually pushing towards this world of Web3. Now, I know there's a lot of resistance on this front, but just I think that everyone got a bit miscommunicated and confused about the NFT side of things, right? Everyone saw these NFTs being sold for certain amounts of random money and then pumped and dropped in price. That was a use case and people did that, but that's not the power. And it's really sad to see that. It's honestly something that is so much more, and it's beautiful, right? Web3 is basically a natural evolution, right? It's basically in the Web 1 world, we had the Wikipedias. The Web 2, we started getting the social media platforms, the centralized networks, right? The big giants, Uber, Airbnb, Twitter, these kind of places. Then Web 3, we entered this decentralized land where you own a lot of your, you have that power back, the privacy back, all that kind of stuff. And it's honestly incredible as to what we can achieve with the simplicity and power of Web3, right? And honestly, if you've done any of these builds that I've done recently or in this 5-day challenge, you will know that we use Third Web inside of this build to go ahead and build out the eBay clone, and my God, it was incredible. We were able to build out an NFT collection, a marketplace which fully, completed this functionality. You can bid, you can buy, marketplace, like all these things can happen, and not a single payment processor was used. We didn't use Stripe, we didn't use PayPal. None of that was used. It all happened over the blockchain network that we were communicating on, whether it was Polygon or Ethereum. It was all happening through that, and we were just simply interfacing with it using Third Web, which made the whole thing a hell of a lot easier. So this was absolutely a game changer for me, and I am personally a huge fan behind Third Web. Their tech is incredible. I speak to their developers all the time, and I promise you, they're so fast at reacting. Honestly, it's something that I would really put my effort into to go ahead and push forward. Okay. Now join the Web3 hype before it's too late. Because I'm telling you, at some point, everyone's going to be like, oh, I wish I jumped on that. I wish I didn't say it was a scam. I wish I didn't do this. And at that point, I'm like, well, I told you, right? Like Web 2 came and there was this massive boom where everyone made these $1 million apps. And then afterwards, they're like, oh, I should have thought of that, right? Now it's sitting in front of you in the Web3 world. There's all of these awesome, amazing, powerful things that have never been done before. And the tech is there, but people aren't understanding what it can actually do. That's why I'm trying to push it so damn hard, because there's going to be billionaires from this tech, right? I'm not joking, not millionaires. There's going to be billionaires from Web3 tech, and it is absolutely, there's a no-brainer, right? The things you can do in the Web3 space just weren't possible before in the Web2 world, right? So let's think about this. We learned all of this. So let's create our perfect recipe, right? So we've got the Web3 tech that we talked about, Third Web, MetaMask, all the power of the blockchain. We've got reactjs to build these amazing, powerful web apps. We've got Tailwind CSS to build these, the responsiveness of it, to make the developer experience a lot nicer. And yes, I do see someone saying, Tailwind has ruined me. I can't do regular CSS anymore. I feel you, but there's nothing wrong with that, right? Don't let people tell you. And I want to get rid of this perception of, you have to know how to code everything raw. You can't use VS Code because it doesn't mean you're a real developer. Like, all I would say to those people is like, they can leave. They can get out the door and take their ego elsewhere, right? Use the tech which is going to help you do the job damn better. Tailwind CSS is one of those things, right? VS Code is one of those things. Don't let these people tell you that you're somewhat dumber by using this other stuff. Like, it doesn't matter, right? At some point they're going to jump on the bandwagon, and then you'll be like, all right, dude, I'll leave you behind, right? Next.js, that's what I'm talking about. Like I said, Next.js 13, that just got released about 2-3 days later, like before, 2-3 days ago. So make sure you go ahead, have a look at that. And I'm not saying you should jump on every single new bit of tech, but in this case, Next.js 13, I would definitely go ahead and learn and progress towards. TypeScript, like I said, is a no-brainer. It's going to help enforce a ton of things, right? And reduce the number of bugs in your app. Combine all of this, you're supercharging your app. It's actually incredible what you can achieve with this stack. So this is where the power kind of comes in, right? Now, as I mentioned, learning this stuff isn't enough to land the job. So if you didn't know my background, I went to university, I did the entire journey, and I'm telling you now, I didn't get the job straight out of uni. The first question I got, which most of you are gonna get, is, but you don't have experience. So let's go ahead and show you how you can fix that annoying chicken and egg problem, right? So the secret for me landing my 6-figure job when I was working, now I have my own company, but I was at a breaking point. I'm not joking. I was at a point where I thought, I've done everything. I've literally done everything. I did everything that the system told me to do, and I can't get my job that I was promised. Here's the secret to nailing it. You have to change your mindset. Now, let me explain what I'm talking about here. Everyone goes into the system of university and all this kind of traditional route of things thinking, I will do this, this, and this, and I will get a job as a result. That's not the way the world works. You need to think of things in the form of value. As a business owner or any of these kind of areas, right? As a business, how can you, as a developer, give a business value? That's the question you should be answering. Not, I can code in Next.js and I can do this and I can do that. That's obviously the fundamental, but how can you then take that and give someone value, right? So an example of this is, I'm going to get into a really nice example shortly. Actually, I'm going to talk about that in a second. But as I mentioned before, it's about, sharpening your skill set. That's your fundamentals. YouTube. Free. It's literally free to go ahead and learn about all your tech, your tech skills, your kind of soft skills, all that kind of stuff. There are millions of videos on YouTube about this stuff. Binge it. That's honestly my first tip, right? You don't need to buy courses for this. You just binge this content for free, right? Then you're going to come into an issue where you're like, I'm following these tutorials and I'm in tutorial hell. How the hell do I get around it? Well, I would suggest at that point you join some kind of community. So that way, at least you can start asking those questions, right? You can start asking, where the hell do I go? That kind of stuff. Now, 2 prime examples of people that did this, and I saw them go from the absolute beginner levels to crushing it, is Ardil and Dash. These guys are in my community. These guys are incredible developers. They're also winners of previous challenges, right? Now Dash is working as a remote software engineer and Ardil is working in Berlin as a Web3 engineer. And these guys I could not be more proud of, and I believe they're in the chat right now, so feel free to message them. Absolutely crushing, right? And what they've also started to do, and I've seen it from my own eyes, and this is what I push inside the course, is once you are able to go ahead and, code those fundamentals, to crack the soft skills is not as difficult as you think. You don't need to sit there and kind of, like watch these motivational videos for hours and then thinking it's just going to give you these soft skills of God. No, you don't do that. Just take your fundamentals and start teaching someone else it. And honestly, you'll crack those soft skills. You'll stop getting so shy. You'll stop getting so kind of nervous about talking about this thing. Then before you know it, when you're sitting in an interview room across from the interviewer, you're like, hey dude, like this is what I can do. This is what, and it flows. It's not like this awkward conversation that now feels like stagnant, right? So that's what I would recommend. Start teaching it and actually coaching others, right? Here's where I found students. And bear in mind, I did this at university and I went ahead and actually showed and actually made a good amount of money as a university student. So I wasn't that broke university student. I was making good money at uni just by simply teaching other students. This is where I found them. Notice the biggest one was actually word of mouth, right? So literally all you need to do is sign up to these platforms. If you haven't already, this is what you need to do, right? So sign up to these. You can start getting your first students already, right? After that, you can feel free to enter the freelancing domain. Now, this is where I would say a community is crucial, because freelancing is not as simple as I'm gonna go ahead and just jump into the freelance market. I'm gonna get my first client. How the hell do you get a client, right? You got to sign up to these websites. They're gonna help you out, like Upwork, Fiverr, all these things. But in a community, you can ask others what worked for you. Right? In this case, we found that in Zero to Full Stack Hero community, LinkedIn was an incredible push at getting your first clients. Code reaching out, right? Are you reaching out to people every day? And I hear people say, yeah, I am. I'm reaching out to, a few people every day. I'm like, how many? How many LinkedIn DMs are you sending every day? Oh, I've actually got this nice little template and I copy and paste it to like 2 people a day. Well, I'm like, that's not enough. Firstly, start writing those individual, unique, personalized messages. Yeah, you can follow some kind of template, but you need to be connecting to the person you're trying to. I would never accept work from a developer who's just copying and pasting their, not the code, copying and pasting their pitch to me so that they can tell me they can bring me value. I would never accept it, right? So why do you expect someone else to do it, right? So you should be reaching out to like 20, 30 people minimum a day if you want to start seeing any form of results. I promise you do that, you're going to start seeing some actual people say, hey, actually, I do need a developer. I need this. And we've seen it so much inside the community. I'm literally like immune to this now. I've seen it work for so many of our students. It's nuts. Fernando, prime example. He's in the PAPAFAM. He's in Zero to Full Stack Hero. He's thanking us here in the message in Slack, saying he landed his first freelancing job. And this is what we're actually so used to seeing this now. This is why I'm telling you what I'm telling you. Rocky Morgan took those skills that he's learned right now, and he's actually working at MasterCard. So, when you swipe your cards and you go, shopping and that kind of stuff, Rocky Morgan actually works at that company, right? The goal is to start building up several sources of income as opposed to just your main job. So now you can think about it. We've got coaching. So you can start coaching people on the side, do it for free in the beginning, get your soft skills started to boost through the roof. Then you can go ahead and start charging, right? You can start charging people, it could be like, you don't even have to go crazy, and don't let anyone ever tell you can't do that or there's some, taboo around it, because people are doing it in the other space and no one says anything, right? So don't let people get into this. I think that this coaching needs to die, right? There's nothing wrong with doing that, right? If you want to charge something for your rate, know your value. It's completely fine to do that, right? Some of our students participate in hackathons, and you can see right here, they won $10,000. Alexander won $10,000 in 2 hackathons from Miraz. Absolutely killed it. Absolutely amazing, right? So I'm talking about all these different revenue streams, right? Now, as I mentioned, number 1, learn the fundamentals. So I call this the modern JavaScript pyramid of wealth, right? And this is a really nice way of visualizing it. So what I like to kind of see this as, in the beginning, you can learn your skill set and you can start coaching people. And again, this will take, 1 to 3 months, and you only need to be a beginner to do this. Now, how advanced do you need to be? Well, let's imagine you know how to do a for loop in JavaScript. Now you're already ahead of someone that don't know how to do it. Start teaching it. Let's say you know how to go ahead and put an image on a page. I can guarantee there's people out there that have no idea how to put an image on a page for web development. You can start teaching it. So you see, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be at the machine learning level to be teaching a topic. You can do the most basic things and just teach at that level. And then slowly you'll progress. And also, one thing I noticed is you'll realize how much you don't know the topic. Now, let me know in the chat right now if any of you have done your own coaching in some form or shape. And let me know the first thing you realized when you did it. right now in the comments. The first thing that you'll realize when you teach anyone else is, oh my God, I don't know what I'm actually talking about as well as I think I know it. And at that point, you'll start addressing the weak areas. So this is what it's about, right? This is where I'm trying to push you forward. Tazib says, yes, I feel you exactly, right? So number two really, is the freelancing. This is where you can go from after that 1 to 3 month period of sharpening your sword. You can go ahead and move into the freelancing domain. As I mentioned before, outreach, reach out to people on LinkedIn, genuine, authentic emails. Mario says, I've definitely been there. Exactly. This is what I'm talking about, guys, right? So you want to go ahead and reach out to people, LinkedIn, Upwork, Fiverr, start building out your portfolios on those different services and sign up. Just get yourself exposure. How do you expect clients to find you if you're not trying to get to them, right? And it's very simple. You can be creative in this approach. You can Google, like different types of companies, go to their website and see, is their website lacking in an area where I, as a developer, can bring value in the shape of a overall redesign, right? I could do this better. I could redesign their website so they're going to get more attention. I can install something like Hotjar to see the heat map of the website. Start being creative outside the box. And all these tips and tricks I continuously share inside the Zero to Full Stack Hero, and our students are just seeing nothing but goals with this stuff, right? So this is why we do what we do. And number 4, the 9 to 5 job. This is where eventually you want to go ahead and kind of, stack up your skill set, and your goal, most likely in this case, is to get a job. That's the secure route, right? That's where we want to get our security. And as I mentioned before, this could be achieved in 12 to 24 months, but I've seen it as soon as even the 1 to 3 months. I've seen people understand some real kind of crucial elements of this pyramid and take it and actually materialize it, and they're getting jobs at that kind of time frame. Now, one thing I want to mention is notice how this is a pyramid. It's stackable. You can do all of these things in parallel to go ahead and increase your income. So you don't just need a job. A lot of people will jump straight to this and they won't understand that you can actually carry out a freelancing gig as well, and you can be teaching students. In fact, I did it. I did all of this. I actually went ahead and I had loads of students behind me. I went ahead and I had loads of freelancing gigs that I was managing on the side, and I had a full-time job. And then when it got kind of, too crazy, I actually started building out teams, and I had my own teams. I had my own developer teams. Now I've got a business. It starts off, you just keep it simple. You don't have to kind of, jump. Usually people will flip it the other way, and you'll have these businesses be set up. I've got my company name, I've got everything down, and then where do I get the business from? It's just, don't do that. Flip it the other way. Start teaching people for free. Start reaching out to people on LinkedIn. Start getting freelancing clients. When you get so many freelancing clients that you need to kind of expand, then the students that you're teaching, make them your team. You can pay them a bit of a salary from your freelancing gigs. Now you've got a company, and that's as simple as it is. And then you can buy the domain name and do all that stuff, but don't do it the other way, right? This is where everyone kind of goes nuts, and they're like, oh my God, I didn't think about that. Wow. And now I've seen so many students do this, and it's so nice to see that it's actually materializing into their dreams, right? So this is what I'm talking about. And your total income potential, easily 15 grand a month. And I'm not joking. I've seen this. I'm literally, there's no month now where it's not this kind of number. Like, this is kind of the standard you should be aiming for. And it's don't ever let a developer tell you that's not possible, okay? Now, I've got this beautiful example. Imagine we had our friend Jimmy over here, and I want to talk about this one, right? Now, let's have a little time frame for Jimmy. So let's go ahead and say that Jimmy's like kind of developer career is over here, right? So in this case, he started off with zero skill set, right? So Jimmy was an absolute zero developer. He has no idea what web dev even meant. And at this point, he's a pro, he's a senior, right? Or he's just got his job. Let's just put a job at the end of it. Let's keep it somewhat realistic, okay? In the beginning of your journey, what I would tell Jimmy is I would say, you need to go on YouTube, just start watching out those tutorials, right? Just start watching HTML, web dev, all that kind of stuff. There's so many good YouTube channels out there. We've got Web Dev Essentials, we've got all these guys, incredible YouTubers, right? Fireship. These guys are all literally teaching it all for free all the time. You can go ahead and binge that content out, right? You don't need to buy courses, but what will a course do? Gives you mentorship, gives you a community, helps you overcome the obstacles if you ever get stuck, and that's more likely going to help you prevent quitting, so which is why I'd recommend it. So at this point, you should be focusing on the learning aspect, absolutely learning. And then once you start learning, immediately start teaching, right? So I know it sounds a bit hectic, but start learning and straight away start teaching. The reason why I say this is you can start earning from that as well. And when you earn money from a skill, it's going to motivate you to go ahead and learn it even more, right? It's like it's a feedback loop, and you want to keep pushing that, right? Now, once you've got that down, this is the 1 to 3 mark, right? So this is about 1 to 3 months of kind of, of work. At this point, between the 4 to 8 months even, I would even start at this point and say, you should start reaching out. And you're never going to be ready to go ahead and get your first freelancing client. Let me be the first to tell you, you ain't. I still to this day have moments where I get a freelancing client and I'm like, oh, I was like, can I build that? I really don't know if I can build that. And I'm telling you now, it's normal. It will always feel that way. And I've seen developers who are incredible, talented developers still suffer from this issue. So at this point, dive in head first and just start getting freelancing clients, right? Let me just spell it right, at least. So freelance clients, Upwork, Fiverr, start reaching out on LinkedIn, show that you're active in the space, and as I mentioned before, start reaching out into communities to see what they're doing, their creative approaches, and just follow and copy them as well, right? A lot of people have creative approaches. I had a guy who was just literally sending emails to everyone saying, hey, your website sucks, and this is why, right? And it worked. It kind of took him out, right? Like the subject line was, your website sucks. And then I was like, I don't know if I agree with it, but his approach was then in the email, he was like, I really love your company. I love what you're doing, but it's just such a shame to see that your UI, it's not, as a business owner, you surely aren't proud of your UI. And that psychological approach signed him a deal. And then he kept doing it and I kept seeing my student. I was like, this is crazy good. So what he was doing there was a creative, different approach. It was a different way of outreaching. You see, there's no one given way of doing this. It's just you can go ahead and customize it. And that's why I'd say a community, mentorship, that kind of stuff is only going to help you get there faster, right? Now, at this point, from here to here, you can start applying for your jobs. And you can, as I mentioned before, apply that pyramid concept. Learning, teaching, freelancing, learning, teaching, freelancing. And then you can go ahead and start applying for jobs. Now, when you go to the job, as I mentioned before, what was the problem that we all face? You don't have experience. Well, now you can say, I'm teaching XYZ students. I've got freelancing gigs under my belt. Here's an example of all these apps that I've gone ahead and built. Here's some stuff that I followed Sunny Sangha on YouTube and I built a couple of clones, but I added on extra features. So you can see I didn't just copy his tutorial. I escaped tutorial hell by adding on my own features. And at that point, it's very much likely that you're going to have more of a success rate when you're applying to those job interview roles. Okay. And at the same time, put that effort into learning your data types, all that kind of areas of things as well, right? And stop focusing so hard on data structure and algorithms, all that kind of stuff, like the bubble sort. So I understand the importance of it, but I'm telling you can go so damn far without just obsessing over it. I see too much emphasis on that as opposed to all of the stuff before it. I'm not saying it's not important, but it's just, don't forget about the fundamentals. What's the point of adding in a big flat screen TV inside your house if there's no house to add it into, right? Make the house and make it look beautiful, then add the bloody screen in, right? So at this point, that's my advice, right? Now comment down in the chat below if you're here and you're not just watching this thinking this is kind of cool, but you're actually gonna take action. Right now in the comments, I want you to say, I've got this. This is you right now. This is your manifestation period. This is where you take in the training and you're going to apply this. You're going to go on LinkedIn. You're going to start outreaching. You're going to say, I want you to actually take, I don't care about, just getting likes and stuff on YouTube. My goal here is actually see people take this advice and actually use it. Right? This is what I'm talking about. We've got Georges, Dorjan, Yoni, Focus, Linathi, Bao, Mohammed saying, I've got this, we've got this. That's what I'm talking about, right? Take what I'm saying right now and actually go and run far with this, right? This is what I'm saying. We've got 1,500 people right now saying, I've got this. This is incredible, right? This is exactly what I want to see, right? This is where we start that movement. Now, the common point around all of the people that I've showed you, right? What was their successful kind of, attributes? Now, all the people that I've showed you, like all the testimonials that I've showed you, all of these people, they were part of something bigger. They were part of a community, right? And it didn't even have to be mine, right? They were a part of Discord communities. They were part of all these things. But whenever they got stuck, they didn't just sit there and doubt their existence as a developer. They went and asked people, right? They went and said, I'm stuck, help me out, right? I'm stuck, what do I do at this point? They went ahead and they joined a community. They had direct mentorship, and you can find your mentors in communities like Zero to Full Stack Hero, like me, I'm your mentor there. And you can also find mentors in your workplace. But before you even have a job, how do you get mentorship? This is why we built what we built, right? This is why we built our Zero to Full Stack Hero. And they have constant progression to stay ahead of their competition. You'll be amazed at the number of developers that I know that are earning like £150,000 a year, and they didn't even know Next.js. and they were working as React devs. They had no idea what a hook was when hooks came out. And I was like, I'm a junior at this company and I know what a hook is, and you don't even know how to use a hook. They were still obsessed with class-based components. Now, I'm not saying that they're bad developers. I'm just saying that at some point, the whole kind of movement went towards functional programming, and these guys had to catch up. Whereas the new guys who were coming in on top of their game, learning every single week, they were going ahead and crushing it. But the main takeaway here is that they were earning $150,000 on old tech. So imagine the potential if you can go ahead and stay ahead of the grind, get that mentorship to constantly push forward, and not just do it like in a one-off thing and you go ahead and put 3 months of work in, now you've got your job, now you just kind of quit and you don't carry on progressing. No, you need weekly progression. Even me, every single week, I'm leveling up my skills. I'll go into a coaching call and put the hardest topic on the screen, say, we're going to learn that right now. And if I get stuck, I'm going to show you how the hell I'm going to figure it out. That's me being vulnerable to help you guys out. Right? Aaron says age was probably a factor. I can tell you that's actually not true. I've seen developers at companies that are like 20, 21 years old. Guys, I've seen some developers actually crushing it and earning like, I was like, how the heck is this kid earning £100,000? Right, and then I did it, and it was nuts. This is how you can do it as well, right? ACOS is a prime example here. Once he took those skills and applied it and actually went forward with it, he went ahead and landed a $25,000 front-end developer job, right? He even got a $30K job offer. But this is where I teach my students, don't care about the money. The money will come. He took the lower offer because he had mentorship. That is a genius move, and that is way more worth the difference of £5,000. That is worth £100,000 in its own. Okay, so that's something that I want you guys to just let sink in for a minute. Now, as I mentioned, all the tech to stay ahead of the curve, we do cover that in our course, right? We've got JavaScript, React, Redux, that kind of stuff. Next.js, as I mentioned before. So this kind of stuff is why we structure our course in a way to deliver on that front. Rogers is another one of my favorite students, right? He's actually killed it right now. He's got a £21,000 gig, 3-month gig with banks. And honestly, and the thing is, where Rogers lives in the world, that is unheard of, right? So he's literally, I remember he called me up on the Slack channel and he was like, Sonny, I couldn't express how happy he was, right? And it was so amazing to see on his birthday, like read this, on his birthday, he accepted a position in a UK crypto company offering $7,040 per month for 3 months. It was a moment. It was an absolutely incredible moment, right? And this is because like Rogers is in those coaching calls. He's there every single week and he turns up to those coaching calls progressing. He went ahead and, learned all the tech behind this stuff, right? So everything that I covered in the course, I was literally there seeing Rogers progress, right? And as I mentioned, there's big companies using this, and we've got students that are now working at the biggest companies ever. Have you heard of Vodafone? Let me know. Have you heard of Vodafone? You must have, right? T-Mobile, Vodafone, like these phone providers. Bam, Fabian van Wyk is literally a developer now at Vodafone. Absolutely incredible, right? And as I mentioned before, you don't need courses and community. You actually don't need it. But what will it help you do? It will help you stay constantly progressing. It will help you have mentorship to try all these new different approaches, things that you have never thought of before based on someone else's experience. That mentorship for me is everything. I have different mentors right now for business. I have mentor for fitness. I have mentor for every area of my life. I try and find a mentor because it's like a shortcut to going extra fast in the right direction. As soon as I get a job, I go in and I find the bloody main dude there and I become his best friend because that's my guy. That's my new mentor, right? So we try to replicate this in Zero to Full Stack Hero with full stack trainings. So every single week, I'm your mentor on those calls. We've got the exclusive Slack community, so you can talk to me, the success coaches, all that good stuff. And then obviously we combine that and you get results like this. We've got Luke, absolutely one of my favorite students. This guy, I love this guy to pieces. Luke Menton, amazing guy. He joined Zero to Full Stack Hero, and as he said, it was his best decision he made in his coding career. He landed a £40,000 React developer job, and I was there when he was at the interview stage. He came on a coaching call, asked for a few bits of advice. We helped him out. We sort of helped him take on those, approaches, those kind of questions that he was getting. And then he went ahead, nailed the interview, nailed the technical build, and absolutely destroyed it. Right? So this is something that I want to go ahead and mention over and over again, right? This is decision making, and this is like people that want to change their life and they want to manifest that difference, right? As I mentioned before, where it's all about evolving, right? If you're buying, there are so many courses out there that, they will teach you the basics of React, but it's like 5 years ago, dude. Like there's teaching you class-based components. Like you need a course that's like evolving, and there was nothing in the space that was really doing it. There was no kind of course that was evolving with the tech. And every single time, like some of my tutorials are outdated now on YouTube, and you have to stay ahead of the grind. And I'm saying that with my own stuff, right? I'm saying that with my own like content. So you have to be ahead of the curve. This is why we made a dynamic content course. Right? This is why every single week we have weekly coaching calls inside of the community. And this is how we go ahead and we constantly add in new content, because what I'm doing is we're not just having those calls, we're recording them, then we're going ahead and putting it back in the course. And then from that, we're building out new module content and we're uploading that into the course, and we're never stopping. It just keeps on going like that. I'm so damn proud of this. We've got 150 plus hours of content. Guys, just to let you know, we have over 1,750 watching this right now. That's nuts. So thank you guys for tuning in, right? Samuel Pozzini, another awesome student, landed his first software developer job. He was the winner of the Netflix challenge, and he didn't just land it as a normal developer, guys. He took damn lead. He walked in and literally now is he's now the director of the development team. Right? He went from winning a challenge to now being the director. That just shows you that we have a system that works. He literally took a lead. He went from a junior and just walked in and took lead, and now he's running a team. That's because we cover things like project management. We talk about Scrum, those kind of approaches. So he walked in and was able to restructure his team, show them how to work efficiently and optimally in the right direction, right? As opposed to just being a developer. Notice what he did there. He nailed what I said earlier. He knows how to bring value to a business. He's not just a developer, he's a developer who knows and understands his own value, but also knows how to bring value to a business. Okay, so this is the difference that I'm talking about. And the course got so big, Jay had to make a starter guide. So Jay put so much effort into this, right? There's literally an incredible starter guide that literally navigates you through the entire thing, because there's so much damn golden gems here, right? We're not just a course, we are family as well, right? So one thing I noticed is when I was coding in the beginning, my biggest fear was not feeling good enough to be a developer. I always felt like I was dumb. I always felt like every time I got stuck, I wasn't made to be a developer. I was like, there's people out there that just aren't getting stuck. I'm really not cut out for this. And that's not true. It's just everyone faces that. The problem is that everyone had this pride aspect that was kind of blocking their progression. This is why I structured it into a family, right? This is a family of developers. That's why we're called the PAPAFAM. That's why we have the Zero to Full Stack Hero community, right? It's all about being bigger and better. That's why we have amazing students like Gabriel crushing it as six-figure developers, right? Gabriel works at PayPal. Come on, guys. Gabriel is he's a success coach in the PAPAFAM. He is he's such a cool guy, and he's always sharing his tips, his tricks. He is literally a mentor that you can have direct access to inside Zero to Full Stack Hero. That's what we're trying to do here. It's networking. It's building a community. It's bigger than your average Joe course. Gary Ball landed his dream front-end developer job, and the main thing here is it's his dream job. Right? The main goal here was he had a mission and he achieved his mission. He landed his dream job. Right? We have over 750 members in Zero to Full Stack Hero. Now I want to show you a quick little example of something before we proceed on, and before we talk about opening the doors, right? I want to share a little story with you. So here's an example of right now of something like a direct mentorship, bit of advice for you. Let's say you wanted a raise in your job, and you went to your boss and you said, I want £5,000 extra, right? Your boss is gonna be like, why am I gonna give you £5,000? At that point, you need to sit there and you need to pitch everything across. And that's the problem is my approach. I didn't show my value as a developer. Instead, here's an approach I took to jump £30,000 in my salary in one job. And this is a true story, right? I go to a job, my first ever job, made best friends with the senior developer. I found out that he was managing something called the CI/CD pipeline. This is how your code gets shipped out to production. I basically said to him, I think what you do is so amazing. And I sat next to him, and all I did essentially was I copied everything he was doing. I learned it all. And then he got a job offer at a different company. Now, this guy's getting paid £90,000 plus, right? So the minute he left the company, it was time to get my pay rise. I said to the company, I tell you what, I'm going to take his job role as the CI/CD coordinator. I'm going to manage the pipeline. He showed me everything for the last 6 months. I can do it anyway. And I only want 30,000 extra. You're paying this guy 90,000. For them, they just saved 60,000 because they've just got a guy managing that anyway. Yes, you can go ahead and hire another developer, but the point is now asking for 30,000 is nowhere near as crazy as asking for like 5,000 in the beginning, where I had to prove all my points. Now I'm like, no, dude, I've been doing it for the last 6 months. I can go ahead and take over this role without any issues. I got that £30,000 raise, no questions asked. My first ever job. And I kept doing that. And I teach all of this inside the course. It's crazy. Like, it's just stuff that I wish someone just sat in front of me and told me when I was a developer learning out. I just wish I knew those kind of little roots and tricks. And that's what the mentorship experience is about, right? Our PAPAFAM community is absolute fire. Like I said, dedicated Slack, Discord communities, daily tech news, weekly newsletters, all this incredible stuff inside of the course. And most importantly, guys, we have a memes channel. So we like to have fun. We don't take it too seriously. We're not these developed communities who are just like, I'm better than you. No, this is what it's about, right? This is literally, we're about having fun. Now, I'm going to open the doors to everything that I'm talking about in just 5 minutes, okay? So 5 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and give you something that I haven't done before. And this is where, just bear with me for 5 minutes, okay? But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and reveal the winner of the challenge. So as I mentioned, we had an incredible challenge that we spoke about previously. And this was where we built out the eBay challenge. And we had so many participants that tuned in, right? So many amazing participants. You guys went crazy in the actual Facebook group. You did so much amazing submissions, helping each other with their homework. And we came up with a winner. So after reviewing all of the points, we decided to our final first place winner. And I couldn't be more proud of this person, honestly. It was absolutely incredible, you know, the submission we got. They were helping out with the homework. They were doing everything the right way. So let's give a massive round of applause before we continue on with this. And a huge, huge congratulations to our winner of the eBay 5-day challenge. They've won a Diamond Mentorship Experience plus 500 in cash. It's absolutely incredible. Everybody say a massive round of applause and congratulations to our winner. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Because I'm excited. He deserves it. Hey, let's go ahead and give a round of applause to David Kiss. Absolutely well deserved, David. You crushed it. I saw you helping everyone out in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and send out an email with a nice breakdown of what made us decide you as the winner of the PAPAFAM challenge. Absolutely incredible. A lot of you will know who David is because you've been a part of this challenge. He was an incredible member, and now he's going to be even better off as a developer because we're going to directly mentorship. Like, we'll give him that mentorship and go ahead and guide him in the right direction. So a massive look at the love you're getting, David, right now. Absolutely incredible stuff. Congratulations, dude. You absolutely deserved it. And yeah, it's a huge honor of mine to be able to give you that, right? So thank you so much for participating in the challenge. We are still deciding our second and third place winners because that bit was very close, right? We've got amazing people that are running up, and a lot of you are in the chat right now, and I don't want to say too much, but we're going ahead and we're deciding that out. We're going to send emails out for everyone else who's won in the challenge, but I wanted to make sure that we gave David the applause that he deserves, the love that he deserves. Look at the energy, guys, that you're seeing right now. This is what it's about, right? This is literally what it's all about. This is kind of like the focus that I want to put on. It's about being a community, celebrating wins together. All this incredible stuff is what we want to go ahead and do, right? Now, it's time to go ahead and get your free gifts that you guys are asking about. All right. So I see loads of people asking, what are my free gifts? Everyone's free gifts. Where are you getting it? So before I open the doors to Zero to Full Stack Hero, I want to give you your first free gifts, right? So everyone who turned up today and participated in today's training, there's over 2,000 people now signed up and on live. That is incredible. Thank you. And I'm going to be sending out to 2,000 plus people your JavaScript cheat sheet. So you're going to get an email after this live. David Kiss, there he is in the chat. He goes, can't believe it. I actually have tears in my eyes. Thanks, Jay. That is sick. That is sick, dude. That's crazy. Jay's behind me. That is so cool. Honestly, dude, I'm so proud of you. Thank you for tuning in, right? We're sending out the JavaScript cheat sheet to everyone on this training, right? Smash that like button if you're excited for that, right? The crazy cheat sheet, the Next.js handbook, all the tips, tricks, guides, all that kind of stuff is in there. It's going to help you out. And our brand new ebook, the JavaScript handbook, This is like a huge book that we put a lot of effort and love into, and that is going up ahead. These 3 books combined already over £300 in prizes, right? So you're going to go ahead and get that. I'm sending you out links to the HTML Basics 101 module as well. So remember those fundamentals that we talked about earlier, you can go ahead and dial in. Just watch that HTML Basics 101 module and the React Basics 101 module. I'm sending that out as well, right? And I'm sending you out this playlist that you're hearing right now is coming out to your inboxes as well. So that leads us onto our finale. That leads us into opening the doors to the community. And we talked about this throughout this training. We talked about all of the things that you're going to go ahead and need to do in order to go ahead and proceed and succeed as a developer, right? So in this case, this is the moment you've been waiting for. I'm opening the doors to Zero to Full Stack Hero in just a second. But before I do, I want to go ahead and ask you guys a direct question. What is your tuition fees? And I ask this for a specific reason. Okay, now this is something I aim to tackle in this space because I want to prevent students from making the same mistake I made. Right now, let me just break this down for you. Everyone in the challenge right now, or in the chat, wherever you're watching this from right now, there's actually so many people watching. So I want you to all participate now. What is your tuition fees in your area? If you're in the UK right now, what is your? If you had to go to university in the UK, they're charging 9,000 to 11,000 a year. Right? So let me know in the comments right now, what is your tuition fees in your area? Aaron says mine was £9,000 a year. Hasib says mine was $1,400 per year. Daniel says mine was $3,000 per 6 months at WGU. Mario says my bootcamp charged me $15,000. Morton, $7,500 per semester, and that's quids. Samarth says ₹1,000,000. We've got 300,000 PKR. Sweden, we study for free. Dude, Sweden's sick. I'm moving to Sweden. 900 euros per year for Mohammed. Lebanon, $3,000 per year. Eero says $8,000. This is what I'm talking about, right? Now, I paid 9,000 to 11,000 per year for 4 years because I done 3 years undergrad and then I did a master's, which was 11,000. That is over bloody £40,000, right? And you know what the worst part is? I did that because I thought this was the correct way to go, right? I thought that was the way that I should do this. And the problem is I'm not gonna let my students make the same mistake, right? So many of you are going ahead and trusting the university to be your guide, right? Now, let me tell you what it did for me. I'm not saying university is not the way to go. I'm just saying that there is another option now. Right? And there's an option that I have had better success in and seen my students achieve success from that, right? This is where I will say you don't need to pay £40,000 a year because I didn't even get a job when I left my university. I walked out of university with a first-class degree, a first-class master's, and I still got that same question, where's your experience? Let that sink in. £40,000, where's your experience? You see how it's different now, right? This is where mentorship plays a big role. Right? So this is where Zero to Full Stack Hero, the course is honestly, I'm going to be real with you and I'm just going to tell you right now, the content in this course is way more worth than 9,000. It's way more than 5,000. Honestly, everything that we put in, the blood, sweat, tears, I value the course honestly over 10,000. And I'm saying that proudly. It's over £10,000 of content in there, right? Easily. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to let everyone pay £5,000 for a course that should be accessible to everyone. The goal of the PAPAFAM was to empower developers, to bring developers into the devosphere, right? To bring people in to the space where they can go ahead, change their lives, set their families free with their jobs that they need to go ahead and do. That's their dream jobs. They love to code. So make a passion out of it. I'm not going to charge you £5,000 to do that. It's ridiculous, right? Why would I do that? So that's why I cut the price, right? We cut it down to $597 for platinum, $997 for diamond. And that's something that we found over time. That was a tested number. We found that that was way more affordable than a lot of universities, right? So universities, you're paying, 9,000. You saw the numbers in the chat right now. 9,000, this, that. And the problem is after 3 years, are you getting weekly calls? Are you getting mentorship? Are you part of a community afterwards? I don't remember getting the alumni emails for that much afterwards, right? And even then it was like, thanks for coming. See you later. Good luck. That's what a university degree did for me, right? So this is something that we did, right? This is like a fraction of the price. You land one job, your first paycheck will cover that. And we've got people right now that are absolutely doing it. But you know what? I went even further. Even that was out of reach for a lot of you. So we cut it even better, right? We said that we could do better. So what we're actually going to go ahead and do Bam. We covered it off. We cut the price, $497, $697, only for the period of this webinar, right? I wanted to go ahead and make it even more accessible. So this is my goal. We tried to cut it down. And notice how Platinum Diamond dropped an entire 300 pounds. Right? The Platinum dropped 100, but if you want to join Diamond, it was way more cheaper, right? And I'm only doing this once. We snipped the price off. And you know what the crazy part is? I told Jay we can do better. I said, you know what? I think we could absolutely do better than this, right? I said, you know, I want people to change their life. I want them to understand that you have to invest. You don't have to buy courses. You don't have to at all. Remember, you don't have to have this course. I said we can do better to go ahead and provide that mentorship that I'm talking about, provide that guidance, provide that continuous weekly coaching, provide that continuous progression, all of this kind of amazing stuff. I said we can do better at allowing that to be affordable. So in addition to the drop that I told you about in the price, only for this webinar, we're giving another exclusive bonus. We're giving you $497 plus 20% off for the Platinum. That's on top of the sale price. And for Diamond, we're giving you 30% off the Diamond price. That's unheard of. I've never done that before. I will not be doing that for a very long time afterwards as well. My goal is, because we have 2,000 invested individuals right now sitting in front of us, my mission is to get those 2,000 individuals jobs, get them their mentorship that they deserve, and get them to accelerate in their career as a software developer. So this is what we've done today, okay? We've gone ahead and, you know, we've got amazing students that took advantage of this. We've got Dash, we've got Adil, we've got Fernando. These are all students inside Zero to Full Stack Hero that are absolutely crushing it. We've got Rocky Morgan, we've got Alexander, we've got Akos, we've got Rogers, we've got Fabian, we've got Luke, we've got Samuel, we've got Gabriel, we've got Gary. Now it's your turn to win. Right? All these people, I love them. They all are amazing students. But what about you? You came here today with a why. And I told you one thing, hold on to that why and make sure make sure you hold on to that throughout your training, right? Now it's your turn to win. So what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to keep the homepage. I'm going to tell you right now, keep the homepage loaded, right? Now those 20% coupons that I mentioned before, we're only going to let 20%, or we're only going to allow the first 10 people to capitalize on those 20%, because I want the action takers in here to actually, I don't care if you're on the stream. Thank you for tuning in. I will happily send you your free stuff. My mission is I want the people that said, I got this in the beginning. You all told me right now, you've got this. You want to change your life. I want those people to show up right now and actually prove that they want to change their life. Show that investment. Go ahead and take the extra mile. So the first 10 people that use the code PAPAFAM20 on papareact.com/course. Jay, give me the heads up when we're live for the course page, right? So in just a second, I'm going to allow and enable that coupon code, okay? And once that's up, it's only going to be on there for the first 10 people. Then we're cutting that coupon code. The next 10% is going to be until this live stream ends. So without further ado, here is all your limited time coupon codes. I'm going to be opening the door in just a second. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pop this in for a second. Georgia says, is it for 3 months? Dude, this is literally the price, the one-off price. This is one-off. You pay that once, you're in forever, period. Right? So these are your limited time coupon codes. I'm going to open the doors in just a second. Right? So make sure you get ready. Head over to papareact.com/course. And when I say it's going to go ahead and literally it's going to change your life, I'm telling you now. And I know this because we've got students that are killing it. And I'm going to bring on my students in just a second. So you're not going to hear it from me. You're going to hear it from all of our students as well. Daniel says, how do I upgrade from platinum to diamond? Daniel, we've got you covered. You can go ahead and message Jay right now. So you can head over to email us at papareact.team@gmail.com and we'll sort you out right now with an upgrade. Right, guys, I'm going to open the doors to the PapaFam in 10 seconds. So as I mentioned before, papareact.com/course, PapaFam20 for the first 10 people to show up. It's going to be 20% off, and PapaFam10 until this live stream ends. So whether or not you're joining for the first time, whether or not you want to upgrade to diamond for the cheapest price ever, all of this incredible stuff right now. Jay, are we live? We are live right now. Go ahead and sign up. The doors are open. PapaFam20 for the first 10 people. PapaFam10 until this live stream ends. There you go, guys. That is my gift to you after this training. I've given you out freebies free ebooks, free courses. And now I'm telling you, if you want to take that mentorship opportunity for a limited time only, here is the easiest way that we're going to offer it ever. That's the only way I'm ever going to give this. After today, I'm closing the doors. Seriously, that's it. Now, what we've done for you guys is we're going to go ahead, and while we wait for people to go ahead and sign up, I'm going to go ahead and bring on some of our own students to talk about their experience, talk about all of the things that they've done. David Kiss as well, I'd love to bring you onto a call right now. So in fact, what we're going to start doing is we're going to start lining people up onto the stream right now, so you can go ahead and actually, you know, as somebody says, how do I apply for this course? Simply head over to papareact.com/course, and let me actually bring it on the screen right now. So if you're watching on Crowdcast, there is going to be a button on the bottom of the screen which is going to go ahead and pop up in just a second. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and literally pop up a button on the bottom of the screen right now to help you guys out. Just give me 1 second. Okay, I don't know where the button is. They've changed it. Okay, so if you need to go ahead and, where the heck is that button? We'll find it. I don't know where the button is. All right, Jay, you can figure it out. I think there's a button somewhere. But all you need to do to go ahead and sign up is head over to the link on the bottom of the screen right now, papareact.com/course, and you can go ahead and sign up today. As I mentioned before, okay, we started getting our first people signing up. We've got about 4 people that have taken advantage of that opportunity. I'm going to try and find, when I click on the link, it stops the video. So feel free to just create another window, honestly. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and pull it up on the screen right now. We have, where is the button? I don't like this new version of Crowdcast that they've changed. I can't even find the damn button. Okay. Right. There we have it. I have it. There you go. I found it. Okay, so. Beautiful. Okay, here we have it. So there's going to be a link on the bottom of your page to join the course right now. And it's only going to be up there for a short period of time. Here you go, guys. On your screen right now, you should have if you're watching on Crowdcast, you should have a link at the bottom of your page. Simply click that link to go ahead and capitalize on that offer. When will the other winners be revealed? Okay, we've got Morn just joined in. Brett just joined in as well. That is amazing. Welcome to the PAPAFAM, guys. Right, let's go ahead and actually bring on some guests as well. So Jay, who have we got lined up first to jump onto the live stream? Let's go ahead and bring on our first member on live stream. So we're going to start bringing on some of the members of the PAPAFAM onto the stream so we can go ahead and talk about their experiences inside the PAPAFAM. And if you want to join, you know, you get to see members for yourself. So Jay, who we got first? All right, Jay's going to go ahead and sort it out. As I mentioned before, I want to go ahead and give you a little brief introduction as to where you can go ahead and find the course right now. So head over to papareact.com/course, and this is the page that you will see, right? So on the bottom of your page, you will see that the PAPAFAM mega sale is now live, right? So save up to 40%. You can see a bunch of testimonials from lots of our students. Scroll down the page. You can see for yourself what we offer inside the course. Everything that we have is available to see here, right? You can see some of the mastermind coaching calls, everyone that's going to go ahead and sort of like all the messages, all the weekly coaching calls. You can see breakdowns of examples of those coaching calls, everything that we have to offer and so forth, right? So I'm your instructor, a bunch of information about me, and you can go feel free to watch and see some of our amazing students that are inside the course right now. Okay, who we got? Yeah, bring it on. Send me a link. Right. So at this point, let's go ahead and you can scroll down to the bottom, and here is where you're going to find your offer, right? So simply go ahead, click the save 25% and join now button, and then you can go ahead, pop in your coupon code that I mentioned previously, and you can save with PAPAFAM20. And I believe we've only got about 2 more people who are actually going to, okay, well, we have George jumped in. Thank you. Welcome, George. Martin Fernandez and Nut Bergeston. Welcome to the PAPAFAM. All right, so guys, as I mentioned before, we did have 2. I'm going to give 1 more spot available. So we have 1 more. So about 9 people have joined so far. So 9 people have joined so far from that. We got one more. Oh, it's gonna go in a second. I can see someone at the sign up page. Okay, it's happening. It's your last chance, right? That's PAPAFAM 20 before 20% goes off. If it goes off, as I said before, I can't promise you that we're ever going to put that back on. That was a one-time offer, and I hope you capitalized on it. If you didn't, I told you. I did tell you, right? So papareact.com/course is the place to be. Jay's sending me over a link right now. Marios is now live. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Marios onto the call right now. So let me go ahead and jump onto a call with our good friend Marios, and let's speak to one of our members themselves, right? So let's go ahead and bring on. I love bringing people on the live stream. Remember, guys, we still have that coupon code PAPAFAM20 if you want to get 20% off on the course, right? So let's go ahead and pull up Marios right now. Give me 1 second, and I think, wait, what's happening? How do I minimize my... Yo, what's going on, dude?
Yeah, hey.
Hey, how are you, Marios?
Yeah, I'm feeling so hyped up.
Hey.
You're giving us so much energy.
Nice, dude. I'm so glad. Honestly, my mission is to literally it's just to do nothing but bring you guys, you know, the experience that I've kind of, you know, managed to get over the time. Everything I can do to benefit you, that's my mission, right? So Marios, speak to us. What made you join the PAPAFAM, and what's your experience been like so far?
Sorry for that, but I will go just one step behind and ask you personally one question.
Yes.
Why did it take so long to create this amazing community, You know, why did I have to get charged so much money? And after 1 year, I discovered you. What happened?
You know what, dude? I'm going to tell you right now. I apologize. My mission was so it took time, because it took time to get everything I teach in the course came from real experience. So that took a lot of time to go ahead and go through that experience so I could then bring you the actual truth, the actual things that work. But yes, I love that. I actually love that. So
it was the most honest question I could ask,
That's absolutely amazing.
Because, that was the case. I got charged the amount I already mentioned.
Yeah.
And I was working to a different job for a year.
Okay.
And that was coming to an end, and I was keep on trying to learn new things and stuff. Suddenly, the YouTube algorithm did its magic, and one of your builds showed up.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think it more than, I don't know, a couple of minutes. I joined the community.
Nice, bro.
And man, honestly, I never regret in my life about what I do, but honestly, for this one especially, I would never ever regret it, never.
That is actually one of the best comments I've heard. So thank you so much for sharing that firstly, right? Because my mission was, when we first pulled out, the whole community, the course, I'll be honest with you, we had an idea of what we wanted to achieve when we had the community and the course, but I would never have visualized what it turned out to become. It's so much better than I could have ever imagined, right? What we have done in the course, and that includes you, Marios. You have been an incredible part of this community, right? I've seen you communicate with other members in the community. I've seen you share your experience with other members in the community, and you don't understand the impact that has. When you share those stories, you're changing someone else's life, because you're showing that you are also vulnerable as a developer. You get stuck, and how you overcome those things, and then you have that success, and we win together, which I love, right?
Is it okay to share that I'm having goosebumps while you are saying these amazing words about me? Because it's just how it makes me feel, while you were sharing all these amazing words, and I really appreciate it, and thank you. I got some goosebumps, but I didn't want to stop you,
I love that, dude. I love that. And thank you for sharing that. Dude, I want to,
Yeah, please go ahead.
Now, I want to ask you, so firstly, a warm welcome to Efosa, Betty, Ryan, all joined Papa Diamond. That's incredible. Welcome, guys. And I want to just ask you a question, right? So, Marios, what would you say to somebody, let's imagine, you've done, because you experienced this, right? You said you've bought courses before, you did all that kind of route. What was the difference in your experience from buying something like a Udemy course to buying something like Zero to Full Stack Hero? And what would you tell someone that's on that line right now? Because it can be quite a scary decision to make.
Mhm. Yeah, okay. For everyone that is like a beginner in the web development, like I was in a couple of years back, I like to share one thing that is hugely important.
Yeah.
What we are learning right now,
Yeah.
we can't be 100% that it's gonna be the same tomorrow. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And if you just buy a course from somebody on Udemy, which is like the top teacher and tutor and everything, this can't guarantee to you that tomorrow his course, which is like top notch, is gonna be valuable.
Exactly.
So what we are doing, what I can share is, okay, you know something, I'm doing your builds, for example, and they are outdated because that's tech. So I can go back to the community, to the Slack and say, hey guys, I'm having this error in yesterday's build. What happened? What changed in 24 hours? And it wouldn't take more than a couple of minutes till I get a reply, hey man, this changed and this can help you move on. And like, I can't have this with any course.
That's so true. Actually, golden words. Sorry, I interrupted you. Carry on.
No. That's what I can't add anymore. That's honestly the answer to your question. I can't anything more. I can't add anything more.
Honestly, Marius, I couldn't have said it better. The main thing really was in that, and what you said was, even my tutorials, and this is me saying it as a content creator, my tutorials, some of them are outdated on YouTube. You're absolutely right, because that's tech. Tech's going to update. Tech's going to get better. And what we did here was we found the ultimate solution to that. The community, like you said, you can go to the community, and I see it all the time. I've seen you do it. I've seen other members do it. They'll come and say, hey, I'm doing this build right now, and I'm not quite sure. Something changed. Maybe Firebase updated to version 9. Maybe Next.js is now 13 and things don't work. The image component's not working. What do I do? And I've seen the response, and it's incredible to see, right? And it's that constant progression. And honestly, in some shape and form, you just had direct mentorship from another student in some aspect. So you're surrounded by, honestly, always that constant mentorship, right? But Marius,
exactly like that. Exactly like that. You are not getting the, in a way, certificate from Udemy for completing, so you can add it to your LinkedIn. But eventually, when we are getting the job environment, degrees and certificates do nothing compared to somebody that can find the solution and provide it and include it to the project, because that's what we eventually need to complete the requirements and the project. We don't care if we have the certificate in our walls. Nobody's gonna take it. Nobody's gonna need it. So it's all about that. And I've entered this space at 34. I'm not coming from a college, from university, from anything. So yeah, definitely being in a community like this one is like the best option.
Right. So you just mentioned you didn't go to college, you didn't go to university, and you're 34. So for you, because there's a lot of people that are going to be in a similar situation to you, and also welcome Ifoma. They just joined Papa Diamond as well. Awesome to have you. So there's going to be a lot of people right now that are in your situation and a similar kind of, scenario. What's your advice to those people in terms of, did you find it, would you say you have to go ahead and join something like a university, or does this route also apply now? Because before we were taught that that's the only way. Now, would you suggest if somebody had enough money to do both, what should they do? And what was your take on that?
I'm trying to find the best words not to curse or anything like that, because I'm a rock and roll guy. You see the long hairs and all that stuff. Hey, I never really liked the whole system and the way we are going. And it's only to take advantage of us, blah, blah, blah. I won't go further.
I agree.
We can get to the same point with minimal amount of money, not effort, because this thing is never change, never gonna stop. We are never gonna admit that we know everything. That's like the biggest lie. We will keep on falling on bugs and we will keep on failing, having these situations.
Yeah.
But that's normal, so we have to accept it.
Yeah.
So I wish, honestly, that I have come to this community before even joining the coding camp, the boot camp. I'm having now friends around me that they're really interested in getting into the space, and I'm saying I did this going to the wrong decision because this community wasn't live. But hey, forget everything. You don't need anything else. It's only you and the community, and that's the only way.
I love that. I absolutely love that, dude. Thank you so much for sharing your, your experience, everything that you've gone through. And honestly, I just want to say thank you for being an awesome member of the PAPAFAM. Everyone loves you in the community, Marios. I've seen it after coaching calls. I always get good feedback about you, and I'm like, keep doing your thing. I love it. And my favorite thing is, honestly, when you're a coder, right? Especially when you're like a remote dev, for example, during the COVID times, I said the forbidden word, during the COVID time, right? It was one of those lonely experiences where you just felt like you're doing this job, but you're kind of alone in it. But what I feel in Zero to Full Stack Hero, and I'm not sure you feel the same, but the community is like a massive family that I can always talk to. I can always jump on a call with everyone. I can always chat to everyone, share what we're up to, share whatever hackathon we're doing. We even had a PAPAFAM hackathon, which was so much fun. There's all this amazing stuff. And it's just like a big group of friends, a family, just doing their best to go ahead and get a better life. And that's my honest, real gem in this. I really feel that I'm proud of that.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same thing. Okay, we're having this community, especially for web development.
Yeah.
But I remember myself sharing about something bad in a way that happened to my life.
Yeah.
And I was receiving messages from people, which now are friends and families and brothers and sisters, saying that, hey man, I'm feeling really sorry, but you will overcome this.
Yeah.
Don't letting this keeping you back.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this is not only about web development. Yeah. I'm having some friends here, so yeah, that's why I'm always a big fan of communities and big fan of joining big groups of people. Yeah, that's how I feel. It's like it's not even about only web development. Yeah, it's something more.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And you don't understand the power your words are having on people. I can literally see people are joining based on the words you're saying. And it's just something so powerful. And I can't say it enough. I appreciate you coming on live and sharing that experience. So thank you so much, Marios.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's like a goal, like a personal goal to help other people.
Yeah.
Because PAPAFAM made a huge impact in my web dev life.
I love that.
And I can appreciate you and Jay more. That's my only power, sharing with words. I can't do anything more.
I love that. Thank you so much, Marios. We have David Kiss about to jump on as well. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here, Marios. But thank you for coming on. And I hope to see you in next week's coaching call. Yeah?
Certainly.
Definitely.
I will be there.
Amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in, Mario. And as I mentioned before, I'll see you soon. Yeah?
Yep. Take care. Thanks.
Thank you very much, bro. That was Marios, absolutely incredible student of ours. He's an incredible guy, right? You see what I mean? This is the kind of energy we have in the PAPAFAM. And I just want to show everyone that this is literally real people right now. Now, I do want to mention to everyone, oh, Jay, I left Zoom. you got to do it again. There we go. That's fine. We're just ironing out some kinks. But we basically are going to go ahead and just give a warm welcome to a bunch of members that just jumped in. So I believe we have Imo, Sora Khan, and Martin Malaiska. Welcome to the PAPAFAM, guys. It's absolutely incredible to have you here. And Jay, I want to mention, I think now we're done with PAPAFAM 20, right? Right, so PAPAFAM 20 is done. We've had over 10 members a while ago, so it went on for, if you got that PAPAFAM 20, well done. So now the new coupon code to use for 10% off is actually going to be the PAPAFAM 10. So Jay, if you just update the slide, I'll refresh and show that. But right now, PAPAFAM 20 is now expired, but you can still get a chance at saving yourself 10% by using coupon code PAPAFAM10 while the live stream is live, okay? So let me know right now where you're watching from. I kind of want to see, where everyone's at. I need to check the chat. Sorry, guys. I just saw that just now. Okay, we've got Jeep Power Singh who wants to jump in as well. And all the freebies, yeah, they will be coming to your email inbox. Okay, so I think next up we have our winner, David Kiss. I'm excited to speak to David. Let's go ahead and bring David in, Jay. So, 1 second. I'm just moving around my screens. I've got so much stuff on my screens right now. It's crazy. Let's go ahead. And Jay's going to send me out a link, and then we're going to be able to go ahead and do it. Okay, we've got David Kiss. Let's go ahead and prepare the stream so we can go ahead and speak to our amazing winner, David Kiss. Right? Give me 1 second. I'm going to bring on David onto the screen. And hey, there we go. We've got our winner. What's going on, David?
Thank you for having me, and thank you everyone for actually this opportunity and actually for your decision. It's amazing. I'm still kind of shaking. My voice is troubling.
Oh, dude, I love that. I love that so much. Firstly, massive congratulations. The whole time, we kept an eye on you. We saw you in the day 1, day 2, day 3, and you're submitting all your homework. And I said to Jay, I was like, keep an eye on this dude. I think he could be a potential winner. And you kept leveling up, dude. And I saw you helping people out. You were being a part of the challenge, part of the community. What was it that inspired you to even sign up to the challenge?
Actually what triggered me, how long I'm following and waiting for the next challenge.
Yeah.
In this summer we had a JS conference Budapest.
Yeah.
And there was a 0 day that was actually like, I'm not even sure what was it called, but it was like a day when we sat in and had this kind of session, training session, and the guy next to me was kind of my same age, and I was talking to him and I was telling him that I started learning web development and etc. And he asked me who's my kind of mentor, who I follow, and I started to say naming, and then I mentioned your name, that you are one of my favorite. I love your energy, I love your YouTube videos and everything. And he was like, oh yeah, I actually won his last challenge.
Akos, no way, yeah. Dude. He met Akos. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, he was next to me in the JS conference. So I was so hyped. I was like, I can't wait the next challenge. I have to be there.
Oh, dude. Now you're going to see Akos on the live. Oh, that's crazy. You can't make this up.
No.
That is actually incredible.
Not daily, but once a month, we actually kind of congratulated him, his last live event and stuff like that. So from time to time we actually do some chatting.
Oh wow, dude, I love that. That's so crazy. Like that just shows you real people connecting, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro, I'd give me goosebumps. That's crazy. I can't wait to the day that bro, you beat me to it. I haven't even met one of our own people in real life yet because of COVID, all this kind of stuff. But now I hope to do a lot more in-person meetups. So that's crazy, man. Oh wow. Let's have a bit of a chat about your experience as a web developer. So let's talk about your pain points, right? So when you came up as a developer, what was your sort of like crucial kind of like this? If you had to give 3 factors for what you found really hard when you came up as a developer, like what were the 3 things that you struggled with the most?
I think one of them was confidence,
okay.
Definitely. And also like the overwhelming amount of technologies that out there. So I without any mentor, I didn't even know where to start, how to start, what technology to learn. I was pretty sure that I wanted to go front-end side.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't have confidence, as you mentioned as well, like when I was troubleshooting things and bug fixing, and I was always like, so getting more confident and proud. And then I realized when I stuck on a bug again, I was like, you don't know anything. So from time to time I feel like there's still a long road ahead of me, but obviously we all know that programming and coding is like a lifelong learning, but this is something I really like. As for third option, I think is still kind of a fear of the future. Mostly at the beginning I always had this fear inside me. Okay, I start learning HTML and CSS, but the time when I get to JavaScript and React, even my knowledge will be left behind. So when I will be actually able to find a job, land an opportunity, and stuff like that. But I think eventually we have to be confident. I mean, I started to apply for job opportunities because at least it makes it, at least for me, it made me stronger. It's nothing that you actually people can lose about it. you either get the opportunity or you learn.
Yep.
What you're missing in your skills, how to talk in certain interviews and stuff like that. So I at some point I had to get to the point where I started to apply for jobs, and that was actually a turning point for me.
I think what you said is so true. I think it's a lot of it is actually about confidence, right? It is. It's that fear of so much tech, especially web dev. Web dev is one of the most fastest, rapid moving things ever. Next thing you know, you've got Tailwind that you have to learn. You've got Next.js, which flying out with new updates left, right, and center. You've got, styled components was a thing and now it's not a thing. And how do you keep up to date with all of it, right? It can be very overwhelming and scary. So that's why exactly we tried to follow this approach of weekly updates with that incremental kind of fashion, because just like anyone, I have to stay up to date with it, right? So a lot of the time we'll go into a weekly coaching call and I will put myself in a position where I haven't touched the tech yet. So I want to do it raw. I want to show everyone that I've not done this, and I want to show you how I would learn it and how I would pick up on it. What I found is it gives our developers that confidence that they're lacking. They're like, hang on a minute, there's this coding god that we see on YouTube that's like, he apparently knows everything, but he doesn't know this. And immediately it makes them feel normal, and it makes them feel like, oh, okay, this is real, this is normal. And that's the kind of bubble I want to pop. It's not a perfect coding world where there's no bugs. Even on the live stream, sometimes we get stuck and the code doesn't work and problems happen. And I think that's the most realist thing of just trying to get developers their confidence up, in sort of a skill set. But I love that. I think you've already inspired a few people. We've got Mandeep, Singjit, Power Singh, and Ashok just hopped in. Thanks to you, dude. So welcome them. And I want to mention as well. So what's the biggest thing you're looking forward to get out of this experience? So you've obviously won Diamond Mentorship, which is incredible. You're part of the Diamond Group, and these are honestly, I can't tell you enough. The group that you're surrounded with now are so amazingly, they're proactive. They're remote developers all around the world. We've got Alex Eklund, who's literally in a new place every other month, working from Thailand, Philippines, all these different cool places, constantly killing it, right? So what do you aim to get out of this Diamond experience?
I actually wrote in the chat a few things as well, where I actually came from, where I'm actually aiming, and something that is really stuck in my mind, the way how you teach and stuff like that. I actually at one point do want to have the knowledge,
Yep.
feel confident teaching it as well. But obviously, since day when I started, I keep talking about it to my girlfriend.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
At some point, I'm kind of annoying, I guess. But even my younger brother got so excited, so I kind of teach him as well.
Amazing.
But some point, yeah, as I mentioned, I came a long way as I was a pizza delivery guy studying coding, and now I'm actually in it. As part of the group, I want to actually grow as a businessman.
Yep.
In the tech, and obviously, and as you said as well, give back to the community. So it's really, I'm really glad to be part of such a community.
Yep.
And I want to give them back as much as I can as well. And obviously, with the community, I want to grow as a business, in the tech business as much as I can. That's amazing.
What an inspiring story. You went from literally delivering pizzas to now learning web dev, and I'm telling you, you're going to do nothing but crush it. Like your energy and your commitment to the challenge shows me that you've got the right mentality, the right aptitude to kind of develop and become an awesome developer. That's awesome, dude. I want to mention, so a lot of the things you spoke about, Diamond Mentorship, if for those of you who don't know, is actually more than just the coding side, right? So we do actually talk a lot about the entrepreneurial side, the actual mentorship at a higher level. So you are in the perfect place. I do share a lot about how to set up companies, businesses, even things like tax, which is never fun, but you have to do. Those kind of side of things, I talk about a lot of it, how you can push a business, all of that advice I kind of reserve for the Diamond Mentorship experiences instead, because not everyone wants to hear it. Only a certain handful of people want to do that. But it's one of those things. So you're in the right place, and I'm definitely more than happy to help you push in that direction. So that's really amazing to hear. I think we couldn't have chose a more perfect winner, dude. I think you're in the right place, right time, and this is your moment. That's incredible.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead, and I think we've got our next caller up. So I hope to see you in the next coaching call. It's going to be on Wednesday. And get excited, dude. Welcome to the PAPAFAM.
Thank you so much. Thank
Yeah,
you.
amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Bye bye.
So that was David Kiss, everyone. Incredible, incredible guy. Jay, I'm staying on the call, so you can feel free to add someone to this call in a second. But absolutely incredible, incredible guy, right? Like it's really mind blowing, right? As to who we're bringing into this community, the people, and what I found so crazy. Doesn't this look a bit like an XJS kind of background right now? It's kind of cool. What I find so crazy is that he was sitting next to ACOS, a winner of a previous challenge. That's just mind-blowing at a Next.js event. So the community we're building is so much bigger than what you think it is. We also have a few new members hopping in. We're going to say hi to James and Sarah as well. Welcome to the PAPAFAM, guys. Hey, we have Alexandru on air. What's going on, Alexandru? Welcome to the stream. I think his mic is muted. Alexandru, can you hear me? Oh, no, I think his mic. I think your mic might be disconnected, Alexandru. Okay, what we're going to do is...
Hello.
Hey, there we go. How are
Can you
you?
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, dude. How are you?
Oh, I think I cannot hear you.
Okay, I think
In fact, I'm sure I cannot hear you.
Yeah, you might have it on my audio coming through the stream. So I'd recommend switching the audio if you can to the Zoom chat. In that case, maybe Jay, if you set up another Zoom call, maybe we can kind of...
What is going on?
Okay, Alexandru, we're going to send you another invite. Jay, let me close this one and send him another invite, and let's go ahead and get him on the call. And keep them coming, Jay. So line them up. We can get loads more of the students on, yeah? But just check his mic's working when you get him on a call, and then we can make sure that we get a smooth experience for everyone coming in. So as I mentioned before, Sarah and James, welcome to the PAPAFAM. They're making benefit of the PAPAFAM 10. I think now we've actually gone ahead and refreshed that final slide. The PAPAFAM 20 is now gone. So for as long as I'm live, it is going to be PAPAFAM 10. After that, it is going to be off the stream. So we don't have PAPAFAM 10 after I go live, after I come off the live. So I'm going to leave this on the screen, have a quick water break, have a bit of music in the intermission, and we're going to look forward to bringing on our next guest. Also, anyone who just joined the PAPAFAM, feel free to join the Slack community and actually ask Jay to come on a call, because I'm more than happy to bring you onto a stream right now, onto the stream. MRI says, can we get a link to the Slack channel, Discord, and Facebook? Mary most kindly. MRA, the Slack, you have to join Zero to Full Stack Hero in order to get access to the Slack community. Okay, I think we've got our next person ready. Yeah. Right. So let's go ahead and see who we have. I hope we can get Alexandru on. So I think we do have Alexandru now. Let's go ahead and see if this works. Okay, so.
Hello.
Hello, Alexandru. How are you?
Sunny, so good to see you.
Hey, that's it. Now we're working. I can hear you. You can hear me. This is all good. How are you doing, dude?
Sorry for that.
Oh, don't worry about it. No, no problem at all. How have you been?
Oh, it's great. With my family, the last few days couldn't really complete all the challenge.
Nice.
But I really like that I started. And the best thing is that I can really see you and talk to you.
Oh, no, honestly, dude, it's a pleasure. It's absolutely a pleasure. Alexandru, you joined as a diamond member, correct?
Yes, in March.
Yeah, you joined as exactly. And why? What was your why for that? Like, why did you decide to join something like Zero to Full Stack Hero over something like a Udemy course or any of those kind of things? What was your reason for that?
I was doing a Udemy course,
okay,
and with React, of course.
Yeah.
But then I saw your videos on your YouTube videos. I
Okay.
think it was a Airbnb clone about 1 year ago.
Yeah.
And I was such impressed because in 3 or 4 hours you build a really working, really nice clone.
Yeah.
And it was so easy. You make it look so easy. And now after I've done some more clones, I'm really I don't know how to say it. I'm impressed that they work and it doesn't look like much. Like I haven't done. I have to go backwards and think about, hey, I can do that. Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, it happens, right? You have this progression where it's like, it's mind blowing, where even now you go back to old builds and be like, the code is completely like, you're like, wow, I've come a long way, right? And then the tech upgrades, tech changes, you go back and you'll be like, I used to use React Router. Now I'm using Next.js pages and, it's crazy.
Yes, you really have a gift for teaching and that's why I joined you.
Oh, no, thank you very much.
I was thinking that if you offer so much value from one free course, I would really want to see what on the paid course. I mean on the team.
I love that, dude. I love that.
Community.
Yeah, so
it's very nice because there are so many people who can I can learn from.
Yep.
And it's great.
I love that, dude. And one thing I wanted to mention, so you joined because you like the teaching style, right? Since you've been in the community, you've seen the Slack, you've seen, the community aspect of it. What's been your feedback on the coaching calls? And if you have done a success coaching call, because we've had so many success coaches now, let me know. Yeah. So what's your feedback on the coaching calls, the kind of structure of the course?
Oh, they are both good for the maker, for the one who makes the calls, and for the other students. You can learn. In fact, I couldn't believe how much you can learn by teaching. That's the first thing.
Yes.
I made a success coach.
Yep.
But it was very long.
Nice. I love it. Yes.
I didn't believe it would take so long.
Yeah.
And I will making my script that how much I don't know and how much I need to learn.
Yeah.
Or maybe some things that I do not have clear in my mind and I have to dig deeper.
Yeah. It's one of those things, right, that I find. So when you actually come to teaching a lot of the other students, it's two things that you're going to notice. One, just like you said, the things that we think we know, it's actually way off. The calibration is off, right? The minute you actually go in front of someone, you're like, explain to me state. You're like, oh, wow. I think it's, and then you're like, and then you're kind of, oh my God, I don't actually know what a state is. And then it forces you to improve your knowledge. And not only that, you'll find your soft skills get tested, right? So in the beginning, you'll be like, I can do it. It's fine. You come on the live stream or you come on the Zoom call with students in front of you and you're like, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to pop that bubble where we have, students which are nervous and teachers that are nervous. And now, just like you did your success coaching call, at the beginning of the call, did you feel nervous?
Of course, I was feeling very nervous.
Yeah.
My speaking is not my first whatever.
Yeah, no, you've done amazing. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. And but from there, I got into the mood of presenting and asking responding the questions, answering the questions.
Yeah.
It's very helpful. Yeah, very helpful.
Amazing.
I wouldn't imagine it would matter so much for me and for the others.
Amazing. One thing I wanted to say, so you started off that call nervous. How did you feel at the end of the call?
Oh, I felt liberated and couldn't wait for the next call.
Yes, dude, that's what I'm talking about. So you see what I mean, right? It's this scary thing that like you big yourself up for, and then you go into it nervous, like shaking. And at the end of it, you're like, I done it, and I can do this, and I want to do it again. Yeah.
To be better prepared, and I have some new insights about how things are going.
Yeah.
And to myself.
That's absolutely incredible. Absolutely amazing. I can't. I'm so happy you said I can't wait to do it again. Right? That's exactly what I want to hear. Right? That's awesome. Alexandru, thank you so much for joining me. I just want to mention as well, we've got loads of people that hopped in, literally based off you talking. Betty, Imo, all joined Papa Diamond as well. And we've got Singjit Pal who's jumped in as well. What would you say to someone else who's literally they're considering platinum, diamond, whatever the case, they're sitting on the edge right now? What would be your advice to them to just take that jump?
I would definitely go for the diamond.
Okay.
Because there is so much to learn, and I think you deserve it.
Oh, honestly, that's amazing.
Yes, I was thinking about the first tire.
Yeah.
The platinum.
Yeah.
First, but then I said, I know I can make an upgrade, but I think Sunny really deserves this because I like very much how you are teaching.
Oh, thank you so much, dude. That's very nice of you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's very kind. Yeah.
If you have any doubt, I would really recommend that. If you have the money, if you don't really have the money, then start with what you can, or start with the free videos.
Exactly.
Which are really great. But inside the community, it will be much more content.
Yeah.
And everybody can answer your questions.
Exactly. Everyone,
even Sunny, and that's the best thing, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So, you have access to me, and this is where I can do it in a controlled fashion. If I can't answer everyone's questions on YouTube, but in Slack, I can definitely help you out.
Yes, you, Jay, and everybody else.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. Amazing, dude. Thank you so much for hopping on. It's been a pleasure to speak to you. It's been super motivating for a lot of people. I can see the chat actually loving what you're talking about. And I will see you in the next coaching call, yeah?
And congratulations to David Kiss.
Amazing. Yeah, congratulations again, David Kiss. We're going to see him in the next Diamond call as well. Thank you, Alexandru. Thank you, bro. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you soon.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That was Alexandru Dragos, absolutely incredible student of ours. Really, really nice guy, humble, down-to-earth dude. And you can see this is the kind of people that you're surrounding yourself with in the PAPAFAM. So I absolutely love it. Let's go ahead and answer some questions before we get the next person ready. So Jay's getting on our next caller. We have Adam joined in, Papa Diamond. Welcome to the Papa Fam. We have Lincoln as well, Papa Diamond. Welcome to the fam. Wow, Alexandru seemed to have an effect. He's bringing people into the Diamond Squad. That's incredible, guys. And remember, if you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and visit papareact.com/course and use PAPAFAM 10 to go ahead and benefit from the sale that we have on right now. It's a limited time sale, and it's only going to be on for the duration of this call, okay? Next up, we have somebody that I'm actually really excited to bring on this call, right? So Papicha is an amazing follower, right? She's actually been on the calls. She's been on the Jay, is this I'm not understanding what you just said. So she's been a massive supporter of YouTube. She's been commenting in every single video, and she's absolutely an incredible supporter. So I'm excited to bring her in. Is it live? Or? Huh? Okay. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get ready for Papicha. Okay, so let's go ahead and see. Shu An says, what is the PAPAFAM mentorship program about? So the PAPAFAM mentorship program is basically a way that we can go ahead and deliver that additional mentorship level coaching to our higher level students. So what we essentially do is Platinum is our base. It's where you get access to the entire course. You get access to over 100 hours of content inside of there, the success coaches, the community, all of that amazing stuff. And then the Diamond Mentorship Program, we take it a step further. So in Platinum, we get the weekly coaching calls. In Diamond, we get every fortnight, we get an exclusive coaching call in a smaller inner community of Diamond members. And in these coaching calls, I have a lot more of a one-to-one connection with our students because one, there is less people because there is more individuals that are committed to that higher level training, and it really allows me to have that connection and be able to coach on a one-to-one level, which is somewhat scalable. So I can actually have a lot more of those students and have that impact at that higher level. And also we teach things like business, entrepreneurship, how to go ahead and handle those high-level topics in that way. So just want to go ahead and mention, guys, we are going to be wrapping up the stream very shortly as well. I believe we have Adil. Oh, nice. We have Adil on the stream. Let's go ahead and bring in Adil right now. I'm excited for this one. Let's go ahead and speak to our boy Adil. And I'm excited, guys, because Adil is one of our incredible developers in the PAPAFAM. Go ahead and say a warm welcome to Adil. What's going on, dude? Oh, you're muted, dude. I think the mic is off. We seem to be running into...
Yes, it was my mixer, my bad. Yeah.
There we go. What's going on, Adil?
All good, man. I was just chilling out, looking at your video and everything. Really good.
Nice, dude.
5-day challenge.
Amazing. We have over 20 new members already in the PAPAFAM, which is incredible to see. Adil, I think that we have a lot to digest and break down right now on this call, right? So Adil, let's talk about the beginning of your journey, because Adil's come a long way alongside me, right? So Adil, when did you start coding?
I actually started coding back in uni. So again, I was that biased guy, but then it was not proper coding, you know, it was building projects, finding clients on and off, sending LinkedIn messages and stuff. And then I hopped on like the course and met new people there, did a few coaching calls, then met you, and then we did a few gigs together and everything. So yeah, it's been a journey.
And let's talk about that. So you came into the course as a winner of one of the challenges, which was well-deserved. I remember when Adil came in the challenges, he was coming in clutch, helping everyone out. And it's a really good way of sourcing those kind of people. The challenge I found with the people that are in the challenges bring that energy into the PAPAFAM, which we love. And then you became a success coach and you started teaching. Now, let's talk about this in a similar way to Alexandru, right? When you first held your first success coaching call, how did you feel?
This was quite interesting because we were the first one another guy, that was Sanjay. So both of us did the first coaching call as a success coach, and we didn't have any examples before, right? Like, how do we start? What do we do? And we had this long 4-hour long kind of session where both of us broke down what we're going to do. We thought we knew Next.js. We thought we knew APIs and everything until we sat down, spoke with each other. Then we were like, shit, we need to relearn stuff. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And we were like, cool. Okay, let's break this down. So we made like flashcards, and then we made slides back to back, and then it was good. Finally, we did the call, and the call went through. It was good. Everyone was like, we have questions here and there. And then in the end, everyone was like, thank you and everything, and those kind of applauses. So it was like, this feels good, man. I need this feeling. And then we kept doing it over and over again.
Amazing, dude. And I remember when you first came to the PAPAFAM, there's a whole transformation. I remember the Adil that I first spoke to on camera and the Adil I'm speaking to now. And there is a difference in your confidence. I remember when we would talk about coding, we talk about this and that. I remember it would be a lot of a conversation where I could tell you're trying to absorb a lot. Now it's like, I'm like, Adil, talk to me about the thing that you're working on right now, because you're doing something pretty cool. And you've actually moved entire country. So now where are you based?
I'm in Berlin right now. So I moved, I think, 3 months back. And yeah, it's been an experience because it was a complete shift. The people, the community, and everything changes. It's not easy, but it's been amazing though. So
yeah, it's been incredible. One hell of a journey. And I've seen it firsthand, and it's been really nice to see that. And what we ended up doing is we took the success coaches like Adil. So Adil and Dash were actually part of my first core developer team inside the PAPAFAM, the software house. And we started building apps for a lot of our major clients. And how was your experience on that side?
Oh, that was really good, because before, when like you get freelance gigs, right? Like normal gigs, it's like build a website, you build a landing page, give it to the clients, and boom, you're done. But when you're building an application, that's completely different than building a website, right? So our first gig was building a social network with Web3, right? And we were kind of fine with Web3. Looks pretty good. We have APIs and everything, but then we did not have ideas about Web3. How does this work? Ethereum, what the hell is that? What the flunk is that, right? Just for censorship purposes. But then, Sunny, remember we went to YouTube and everything, and we were just binge watching Web3 videos. Where we were like, shit, Ethereum is good. And then we broke down how a wallet works, how sign up works and everything. So this was really good. But what came out of it, what was the best thing that came out of it, is how you deal with different clients, right?
Yes.
Some clients are extremely difficult to handle, but I'm not putting this on any of our previous clients. I'm talking about everyone in general. When you're talking to a person, there is a difference. You need to switch, your pace when you're talking with them. In case you're talking with a new client who is specifically old, you need to switch your pace. You can't talk you can't just go running when you're talking, but that's pretty much it.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And also one thing that you mentioned there, which was golden, is how you have to sort of, in some sense, switch context with different clients, right? That in itself is a whole soft skill of its own. So let's talk about that a little bit more. So your experience when you came into, and this is another thing that I want to mention, right? When I teach and mentor a lot of our students, including yourself, Adil, it's also a learning process for me, right? It's also one of those things as to how do I get Adil comfortable in talking to a client, negotiating with a client, trusting Adil with a client, and trusting that the quality of work is there. And so that was a lot of a sort of a, because you were one of our core first developer teams to actually exist, right? And one thing I definitely found is the progression that we were able to achieve working together. So me, you, Dash, Jay in our first team was incredible. And now I can feel confident that I can actually put Adil in a meeting with a client. Even Dash is quite an incredible developer, but his soft skills have come in like miles along. And now to the point where I feel that I'm more than confident in putting you in a call with a client just to talk about requirements, handling the user stories, drafting it out, and actually starting a gig. And that is in its own worth so much, That's actually 100%. Incredible experience. What was your pain point? So let's talk about one thing. You said that you obviously you've done so much, right? You've done freelancing, you've done gigs with myself. You're now in Berlin working as a full stack developer. When you were learning, what was the number one kind of like core? And you have to pick one, right? I want to kind of dial it down. Yeah. What was your core problem? Like, because a lot of students have different issues, but there's like, for me, when I was learning, one of my biggest things was that doubt, constantly doubting, right? Am I good enough to do this? Am I silly? Am I in the right field? What was it for you?
Getting clients. That was the point.
Okay.
That was the point. So how did I go about doing this, right? A couple of years back when I was getting no clients at all, I was learning, I knew how to build a page, but then I didn't know how to structure things and everything. So how do you do this?
Yeah.
Couple of ideas, right? You can do either Fiverr and all of those different freelance gigs. I don't have any kind of bias, but I like LinkedIn.
Okay.
The reason being, you can reach out to business owners and don't send a message to them, hey, I'm a developer, I can build your website.
Yeah.
Here's a little hack, right? Capture a video of yourself with your face on it. Show them what you have done. Show them what kind of value you can bring to their business.
Yeah.
And then they will genuinely send a message back to you or call you back. I've had situations where they called me on my personal number and it was really, really good.
Nice. That's awesome, dude. You did it with Loom, right? You used Loom when you did that.
Yes.
That's incredible. And I started seeing students pick up on that. I remember when I started seeing it, and I would even ask the guys for an update on our sprints. So we carried out sprints in the dev team. And it was really nice to see you even took that approach in that area where rather than sending me a text of, here's what we did in this sprint, what Adil would do is he would shoot a Loom, which means his face is in the corner of the video. And then he would be running me through the tech. Incredible, right? Simple things like that, actually game changer. And then you can do that for outreach as well, which is what you're saying, right?
Exactly.
That's amazing.
So, again, cold calling was the best thing and is the best thing that you can do. You can reach out to 100 people and only 5 would respond, out of which only 1 client will be there.
Yeah.
And this is what we discussed in the course as well. So
yeah. Exactly. And this is the reality, right? If you didn't have like a mentorship or you didn't have someone around you to help guide you, you can easily get lost here. And, you'd be sending 50 a day, 20 a day, however many you're sending. And that doubt will kick in at some point. It will. You will start to feel, everyone's human. You'll start to feel like, well, I guess this doesn't work, right? And all it takes sometimes is that key bit of advice. For example, what you just said, why don't you try and send a video instead of just sending a message? and then bam, you get a client. And then we have this feedback cycle in the course. And this is what I want to show a lot of people in this call right now, because there's honestly over about 2,000 people across the platforms, which is nuts, right? Literally staring at us right now. And what's crazy is it's not just me teaching you once you enter Zero to Full Stack Hero. There's a feedback cycle where everyone's input is being collected about all the successful things that are working. So remember, I am like in some sense like a mentor in the program, like one of the main mentors, obviously. But it's not just my advice coming in; it's everyone that does stuff that succeeds. We share it, and then we're using it, and it's a feedback cycle. And before you know it, we have these hacks. People are getting clients off Discord. The younger guys in the community, you've got all of Avnish and those guys. They're getting Discord. Discord is like their place. It's like their hookup. They go to Discord and they get gigs left, right, center. And we were like, hang on a minute, you can get gigs off Discord. That's crazy. So it's huge. SmartFX says, I just joined now. Amazing. Welcome to the PAPAFAM. Okay. On that note, I think we've got Pat Picha waiting for a call as well, Adil. But it's been amazing having you on. Thank you for sharing your experience. And I will look forward to seeing you in the next call, dude.
Cool stuff. Cheers, man.
Thank you very much, Adil. That's Adil, amazing developer, actually game changing. He's come so far. I'm so proud. I feel like a dad, honestly, seeing like one of his students like come up from the beginning. Absolutely amazing to see. Jay, who do we have next? I think we've got Pat Picha next. Okay, Pat Picha is ready. So let's go ahead and bring Pat Picha on the call. Jay, feel free to add her to the existing call. Okay, so Jay's going to add a new one. Okay, so with that said, I just want to mention as well, I'm going to be ending this webinar in about 10 minutes. So after Pat Picha, I'm going to go ahead and actually end this webinar, which means PAPAFAM 10 is going to expire, and most likely the sale too. So this is your last chance at joining the PAPAFAM at this mega sale price. This is a one-off. Like I said before, we've got the mega sale, which is going to be live for a number of days. We're going to run it for 7 days, but you're not going to get the 10% off mega sale after this live stream. So after that, it's going to be gone and it's not going to be working. So I want to make sure that you guys capitalize on that. So definitely something to mention. Delvin says, incredible. That guy was amazing. Love the interviews. So motivating. Thank you, dude. Christian says, agreed. This is huge. So inspiring and motivating. Thank you. Honestly, I really love to see these comments coming in. And it's really nice to see that you guys are benefiting from that. So we have Pat Picha live. I can't wait for this one. She's tuned into every video. I love the energy and I can't wait for her to come in. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring on Pat Picha now. So let's see. Hello, Pat Picha. How are you?
Hey, I'm so excited to be here. Really.
I love it.
Hello, everyone.
I love the energy. This is so cool. So Pat Picha, speak to me. What's your background like? How long have you been coding? And yeah, just run me through your story.
Back to the day before, I used to work as in the marketing and import industry.
Okay.
And then I got struggle with the pandemic, COVID, something like that, past a few years. And then I really want to change my career.
Right.
So I have looked into IT development, and this is what I shoot for my career change.
Nice. Amazing. Okay, so you were, okay, so that's amazing. So you came into the field. How long have you been coding for?
Exactly. I have started from September last year.
Okay, so fairly new.
Yeah, just not long ago. And then I have learned everything on my own from the beginning with the very basic and fundamental, like what you said, don't skip the basic. And then I have learned on my own with the free stuff, wherever I can find on the internet. And also I should join the course, and I choose some course before. And after I finish that course, I'm still feeling like what I'm doing. I don't understand what I'm doing, even though I finished that courses already.
Yeah.
And then I'm so confusing in that moment, like what I should do next.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's the problem, right? So a lot of the time what I would find is you would have these courses that are out there and you would do the course and you'd get a nice shiny certificate that you can print afterwards, but you have no idea how to use the tech, right? Like you have no idea how to
Like
apply it.
lost on the way, like that.
Exactly.
About to give up.
Exactly.
I think I'm not the first one who feeling like this.
Yeah.
Many people give up because they don't know where to go.
Honestly, I completely agree with you. That's why we came out with the PAPAFAM. We came out with Zero to Full Stack Hero and everything that we do. Now, what was it, Pat Picha, that made you join? And also, your retention and the way you support the YouTube stream, incredible, firstly. So thank you for being an awesome member. Pat Picha, guys, is actually, she's next level supporter. She's so cool. So it's really nice to have you on the stream, finally. So yeah, what made you jump into a Zero to Full Stack Hero?
Oh, definitely. I stumbled into your channel by accident. I have to say that.
Yeah.
Thanks to me that I clicked your tutorial, and that's changed my life. I have to say that because, as I said, I have joined few courses before I found your channel, and then it didn't work out, right? And then I was like, oh, what I'm gonna do? And in that moment, I clicked on your tutorial and I see how you teach step by step I have to say the topic is very hard for me because I didn't know what you're talking about at first. Suddenly I learned from your tutorial, like I follow step by step and I thought, why he make it so easy? So I really like the way you teaching, and I thinking if I join your Zero to Full Stack Hero course, it must be very useful for me. And I think it's a very good decision to join PAPAFAM.
Nice. And so you thought it would be useful for you. And since you've joined, has it been useful for you?
Well, let me tell you the secret, because it's not what I expected in the beginning.
Okay.
It's even more better.
Nice.
Because you imagine when you join the course and you're just gonna be like, okay, just gonna be the course that you're gonna watching the video tutorial and then what? But no, we have coaching call, which is the class lesson and interactive course, and this class on coaching call. Sorry, too excited.
No, it's awesome.
Coaching call is really good because it's interactive classes, which is if have a question, ask. If don't understand, ask. It's different from what I think. It's even more way better than what I think. What I have thought.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that's been your experience. Honestly, that's my mission, to make it a place where you can thrive, succeed. You feel that sort of interactivity, like you're saying on the coaching calls. That's what we strive to achieve in the beginning. So it's amazing to see that come to fruition. So something I want to mention now, are you working as a developer yet?
Well, I made the first income in cash with the very basic knowledge.
Nice.
From your courses, I have to say. Because before, I didn't know what I'm doing. I didn't confidence my skill at all. But after I follow the lesson, every lessons that you have in the course, Zero to Full Stack Hero, and then it's made me more confident and know where I am.
Amazing.
Okay, my experience still very small because I just joined this industry, but I see the future that I will be better and better if I keep learning, because I'm just on the right path.
Amazing. I love your energy. It's like, it's contagious. I think even in the comments right now, everyone's like, they're buzzing off of it. It's a really good mentality to have, right? And it really doesn't matter that you started in September. The main thing I tell all of our students is, as long as you turn up with that mentality of, I know that I can continuously learn. I want to be improved. I want to stay ahead of the curve, and I want to understand what I'm building. Then I'm telling you, everything will fall into place, right? That's it. That's what we aim to achieve here. And as you've seen, you know, we've had so many people that have come on the stream right now and talk about their experiences. And you're in that community. You're part of that circle. And I'm telling you now, I'm guaranteeing you now, we're going to hear in the next few weeks or month or whatever it is that, you know, Papicha landed her first job. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. And because I've seen it and we've done it so much now that I can confidently say that. So I can't wait for that moment. In the next challenge, who knows? We're going to have Papicha jump in saying, I landed the job. I did amazing. And that's where she's at.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
That's awesome. So Papicha, to round things off, let's go ahead and mention. So if someone's on the fence of joining now, so you've actually already persuaded another member, Claire Reed, to join. And we've also got Xu Eun Chow, who joined Papa Platinum as well. So welcome, guys. Thank you. And yeah, what would you say to someone who's on the fence? This is the last time that they can use PAPAFAM 10, by the way, to get 10% off the sale price. If they're on the fence right now, would you recommend they take that leap, and why?
You will know what you will know that you take the good decision when you join it. This is what I can say.
Nice.
Don't waste your time. Take the right path, go on the right road, and investment is in education. On the right education is not, it's no fail.
I love that.
I just want to say that because I used to make it before, and no, nothing disappointed me.
Amazing. I love that.
Oh, and one more thing, I even follow every single tip that Sonny teach us, even taking a break every 15 minutes.
Nice.
And that's like, it's not about coding, but it's about balance the life or something like that. But that's made me code better and think better.
Exactly. Yeah, it's true, actually. That's a very good point. So a lot of people, and I don't actually say this anywhere in the course, but a lot of the advice is actually the balance, right? It's keeping that balance of enjoying the practice of coding while enjoying your life, right? While having a good, you know, like a good social life.
No one tell you this out there. No one tell you this out there.
Instead, you're taught to drink a lot of coffee and code for crazy hours. That's what you're told.
Yeah, that's right. You have to code every day. You have to do it. But no one tell us like, Sonny, just tell us we need to do like this. Take a break. Come back again. Don't freak out. Don't freak out.
Honestly, I think the key bit of advice that I've had so many DMs from a lot of our students is that advice you told me when I was stuck coding all night, and you said to me, go to sleep and then wake up in the morning and it'll be fixed. The amount of students, it blows my mind. And anyone in the chat right now as well, let me know if you can relate to this. But I always tell students, if you're stuck on a really hard problem that you're trying to solve, and you've given it a good couple of hours and you've been working at it and you're kind of doing your thing, just go to sleep. And the reason being is there is some magic that happens when you sleep, right? And I'm telling you, the number of times I've woken up and I just
true story.
Yeah, I just know what to do. I'm just like, okay, I guess that's how we fix it.
And it's worked. Yeah, very well.
It happens all the time. It's like an ultimate developer thing that just happens. And you can see in the chat, so many people are saying it's happened as well. It's so cool to see that. So thank you so much, Papicha. It's really been a pleasure to have you on the stream, and it's been awesome to be able to speak to you and share your story with everyone. And yeah, I will see you in a coaching call. Yeah.
Thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you very much. I love the energy. It's actually incredible. See you soon, Papicha.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That is absolutely incredible, guys. The energy from Papicha, insane, right? Let's go ahead and read some of the chat comments right now. We got, that's how I felt during my science. Bring Jay in. So I can see so many comments about bringing Jay in. Jay, I'm going to say it straight. Come say hi. Come say hi. Jay's super shy right now. But let's go ahead and bring Jay in. I think the lighting might be a bit dead, but Jay, let's go ahead and see. Hey, there we go. Say what's up.
What's up, PAPAFAM?
Yo, Jay. Should we do a little collab with Jay one day, guys? I think we should teach Jay some Next.js.
I would love to.
See, I love it, guys. If you haven't met Jay, this is the main man behind the scenes. He's literally, he does so much behind the scenes that you guys don't get to see, but let's give him a massive appreciation right now. Look at the chat. Look, the GOAT. That's it. Jay is literally, he's killing it, dude. This is amazing to see. Everyone's like, finally, we get to see Jay.
We have vlogs, they can see.
Oh yeah, they got the vlogs. Yeah, they got the vlogs. Yes, you guys have seen the vlogs. If you haven't seen the vlogs, go watch the vlogs. Yeah. But exactly. I think people, I guess it's like this mystery. Like sometimes if they're not watching the vlogs, they're like, there's this mystery aspect to who is Jay? Where is Jay? So you get to see you. But that's awesome. I tell you what, let's go ahead and we're gonna wrap up. Yeah, I think so. Right. Okay. Awesome stuff. So guys, make sure if you haven't already, I'm giving you like 2 minutes now to basically take advantage of this. Then we're cutting the offer. PAPAFAM 10 until the live ends, which is again 2 minutes. Then we're cutting things off. All of the eBooks, freebies, all those good things that you're talking about, they're coming to you in the form of an email. So if you've signed up for this challenge, which most of you have that you're here right now, if you're watching on YouTube, just make sure that you signed up over at papareact.com/challenge. So that way I've got you on the mailing list. So you're going to get that email. But I'm going to go ahead and send out all of those emails to you incredible people out there, right? Jay goes, the lighting was not kind to me, guys. It's because right now the lighting is so nice for the person on the center, and then everything else is super dark. But he came through. It's clutch, right? And as I mentioned, all the winners, second place and fourth, they're going to go ahead and get an email as well. And we're going to announce it in the Facebook, Discord channels, and so forth. So again, a massive welcome to Claire Reed. James just joined the PAPAFAM as well. Welcome to the family. This is incredible. And those guys just benefited from that PAPAFAM at 10. And with that said, I think we are about to wrap up. So this has been your boy, Sunny. I'm going to wrap up the PAPAFAM way. We had an incredible 5-day challenge. And it's been an absolute blast to be your mentor for these 5 days. If you want to go ahead and benefit from the content that we have on the channel, make sure you head over to my YouTube channel at Sunny Sanga, and you're going to be able to see all the builds we have coming up, including Next.js 13 and a bunch of other cool tech. And as I mentioned before, we are going to be running a mega sale for the next 7 days. So you have got a chance to buy in at that cheapest price that I talked about, because my mission is to go ahead and get more developers into the Devosphere and grow the PAPAFAM. So thank you for being patient with me today. Thank you for being absolutely awesome. It's been a pleasure, and this is what the PAPAFAM is all about. Join the PAPAFAM at papareact.com/course. Try to use PAPAFAM 10 if you can. I think it's going to be cut off very shortly after this video. But thank you so much, PAPAFAM. It's been a pleasure. This is your boy, Papa React, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.